Please give a huge round of applause.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. I would request Mr. Nishant Yadav to offer a green welcome to our guest of honor, Sri Dhanesh Adla. Please give a huge round of applause, everyone, please. Thank you, sir. I would request Mr. Jatin to offer a green welcome to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Gajendra Singh. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. I would request Mr. Praveen Kumar Arora to offer a green welcome to our guest of honor, Sri Sohan Lal Kansu. Next. I would request Ms. Preeti Singh to offer a green welcome to Professor Yashpal Singla. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
I would request Ms. Ekta to offer a green welcome to Dr. Vinod Kumar Arora. I would request Mr. Parveen Arora to offer a green welcome to Mr. Saurabh Arora. Thank you, sir. And I would request Mr. Tankeshwar Dubey to offer a green welcome to Dr. Nidhi Agarwal. Now I request Ms. Purnima Tripathi to offer a green welcome to Dr. Siddharth Sahai. I would request Ms. Huma Noor to offer a green welcome to our director, Sir Dr. R.K. Khar.
Please give a huge round of applause, everyone.
मैं कपड़ा लपेट दूँ, रुमाल लपेट दूँ या कपड़ा या मैं घुसेड़ दूँ.
Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav.
वेरी गुड. कैसे
कैमरा उल्टा लगाने होना चाहिए.
कैसे ये सामने ही तो रहेगा.
सामने ही टीचर.
ये आवाज के लिए.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. Now it's time for audience sociable welcome. On the count of three, audience, please listen carefully. On the count of three, turn to your neighbor and say hello. There are no strangers here, only friends we are here to meet. So 1, 2, 3. Please say hello to each other.
Hello.
Thank you so much, everyone.
सरस्वती नमस्तेभ्यं वरदे काम रूपिणी विद्यारंभम करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवन्तु मे दीप जलाकर हम आज अंधियार को मिटाएंगे, माता सरस्वती के चरणों में झुक जाएंगे। वर दो हमें हे माँ शारदे, अज्ञानी है हम कैसे सब कर पाएंगे।
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, similarly, blessing springs in our life, prosperity and happiness. I invite our admirable director sir and principal sir to accompany our highly regarded dignitaries to kindle the lamp.
अरे सर पहले सही हो, आपको सिस्टम दिखा दिया।
आवाज को नहीं
दिखा रहा हूँ। वॉल्यूम चेक करो। आने का
हेलो, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर एंड मैम फॉर लैम्प लाइटनिंग। माँ शारदे को नमन करके आगाज करते हैं, माँ शारदे को नमन करके आगाज करते हैं। चलो आज के इस सफर की शुरुआत करते हैं। माँ वीणा वादनी का आज साथ रहेगा, मिलके सब चरणों में वंदन करते हैं। Now I would like to call upon the stage the students of B Pharmacy 7th semester, Tia Vasudha Priyam, to perform Saraswati Vandana. A huge round of applause.
Jai Devi Saraswati
It is an immense pleasure to watch the dynamics of these students. It was so captivated and they took all of us into the divine feeling of Ma Saraswati.
A well said quote by Satyanani is a little progress each day adds up to big results. Repeating, a little progress each day adds up to big results. The same quote can be applied in a very well way for our group of institutions as well. The one-on-one step taken by late Shri O.P. Gupta ji has resulted in the establishment of this great reputed institutions. Now let us throw some light on the history and development of B.S. Anandpuri Educational Institute.
B.S. Anandpuri Educational Institutes came on the horizon in the year 2001 is the manifestation of the idea that was thought of somewhere back in 1992 when our honorable founder chairman late Shri Om Prakash Gupta, a flourished businessman of Faridabad and a true philanthropist, late Shri O.P. Gupta ji founded Bhavani Shankar Anandpuria Charitable Trust in commemoration of his forebears. B.S. Anandpuria Educational Institutes is the pioneer group of institutions which includes B.S. Anandpuria Institute of Technology and Management affiliated by J.C. Bose University of Sciences and Technology YCA Faridabad, B.S. Anandpuria Institute of Law affiliated by Maharshi Dayanand University Rohtak and B.S. Anandpuria Institute of Pharmacy affiliated by Pandit B.D. Sharma University of Health Sciences Rohtak. The B.S. Anandpuria Educational Institute's campus conducts 20 academic courses as UG, PG and diploma in various disciplines of technology, management, education and law. The B.S. Anandpuria Educational Institute campus is offering a total of 1611 seats as the annual intake in all programs. The campus organizes competitions, project works, industrial visits, educational tours, inter-college and inter-university competitions, seminars, workshops, extra classes and development programs. The campus organizes the lecture and professional meet to provide the awareness of global employment scenario.
B.S. Anandpuri Institute of Pharmacy came into existence in the year 2003 under the aegis of B.S. Anandpuria Charitable Trust, founded by late Shri O.P. Gupta ji for imparting education at degree and diploma level in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. First batch of B-Pharmacy started from the year 2003 and subsequently from 2004, D-Pharmacy course affiliated to Haryana State Board of Technical Education was also introduced. This institute is one of its kind in the district Faridabad and caters to the urban and adjoining rural belt of this region. The institution has grown over the years with sound infrastructure and sound of art facilities for providing modern education and research in pharmaceutical sciences. This institute is affiliated to Pandit B.D. Sharma University of Health Sciences Rohtak for B-Pharmacy course and recognized by All India Council of Technical Education and Pharmacy Council of India. BSAIP has made its own place and a specific brand name over the years. It is one of the reputed institution in pharmacy on the various performance indicators which are quite impressive and attract students from all over the country.
जिंदगी की असली उड़ान बाकी है, जिंदगी के कई इम्तिहान बाकी हैं। जिंदगी की असली उड़ान बाकी है, जिंदगी के कई इम्तिहान बाकी हैं। अभी से नापी है मुट्ठी भर जमीन हमने, अभी तो सारा जहान बाकी है।
Now let's begin our inaugural event, and for this I would like to request our chief guest Dr. Rajiv Mathur, guest of honor Shri Dhanesh Atlakhaji and Professor Gajendra Singh, Professor R.K. Khar and Professor Shiv Kumar Yadav to kindly come over the dais and take their seats. So please. I welcome you all on behalf of everyone present over here.
Let's welcome them all with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, sir. A leader is one who lights the path to impossible and takes those followed to great heights. It is an injustice to proceed to the event without calling upon our wings of flight, our pillars of strength, and our constant source of motivation. We cordially invite our principal, Sir Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav, to begin the today's event with few words.
A very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Anangpuria family, I extend a welcome to the chief guest, honorable guest of honors, other dignitaries sitting off the dais, to the family of Anangpuria. Our pharmacy profession has evolved from its traditional drug-focused basis to the advanced patient-focused basis over the years. Currently, there are more than 3,000 institutions approved by Pharmacy Council of India and offering various pharmacy training programs across the country with an annual enrollment of around 150,000 students per year. The influx of the student into pharmacy college is at an all-time high. Thus, we all need a highly skilled and competent educators to meet the need of the era. Considering the requirement of the current education system, we have collaborated with Haryana State Pharmacy Council and organized this event with the theme of responsibilities of pharmacy educator in contemporary era. To prepare efficient future teachers in the 21st century, the pharmacy educator requires a continuously update and equip themselves with ever increasing skills and competency to always remain on a top notch. And it cannot be done in isolation. That's why we have created this platform where we can meet each other, we can discuss the issues which we all are facing and resolve them in a consequences manner. So without any delay, I request our Honorable Director Sir to give us a permission to start the function. Sir. So once again, I welcome you all to today's function. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A leader who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. A person who is always available to guide us, to listen to us, and help us in all the way he can. Now, I would like to call on stage our director, sir, Dr. R.K. Khar, to share his thoughts with us. So please, everyone, please give a huge round of applause.
A very nice and a pleasant Sunday good morning. It's a great privilege to be here on the dais today. On this holiday, I wish to compliment each and every one of you for having spared this holiday and Sunday and a beautiful sunny day today with us. I'm sure this is going to be certainly carrying message for all of you. The distinguished guests on the dais, our chief guest, Shri Rajiv Mathurji, Senior Vice President and Head of the Global Regulatory and Business Continuity at Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries, what we call Sun Pharma in short. Chairman of Haryana State Pharmacy Council, none other than his vibrant team, which is present of the dais Shantilal, Sohanlal Kansal, Yashpal Singla, and Mr. Rohit Khandeja. All of them, we thank you very much, sir, for initiating this program in our campus. And also on the dais, we have Shri Vicky Arora, a very eminent science R&D division and presently advisor to IGMP India. Dr. Gajendra Singh, he is also a host, I would say, to this conference because he is the Dean of Pharmacy at Pandit B.D. Sharma University. He is guardian to all the colleges. So, thank you very much, sir, Dr. Gajendra Singh. Very nice for coming down to this place and traveling this morning to come here. And very distinguished and honorable delegates to this program who have come all the way from different parts across the cross-section of Haryana. Principals, directors, honorable faculty members, various institutions of state of Haryana. And thank you very much for coming down to this place. Well, I would also like to place on records the effort and the inspiration from our chairman of Bhavani Shankar Anandpuriya Trust at present, Shri Divya Gupta ji, who has given us this opportunity to create this wonderful platform for exchange of ideas and knowledge today. The principal of the College of Pharmacy, Dr. Shiv Yadav, and his lovely team, I see that they're all working in cohesion. And everybody, I understand and I know, for making it possible for all of us to be here. Well, I know today there are so many experts who have come. They will deliberate on various issues which is related to the theme which has been laid down by the principal of College of Pharmacy, and I try to roll out some of my thoughts and perspectives in a short time, perhaps 10 minutes. So I have a discipline of 10 minutes to follow, and I will roll out certain things as to what has changed and what the teachers have to do in, say, next 1 decade or 2 decades. First perspective and the first thought is application of pharmacy knowledge at fundamental level. This is my first thought. You know, undergraduate pharmacy programs, both diploma and degree level, it is an excellent mix of interdisciplinary sciences, designed long back by Britishers, then later on in other countries, and flowed down into our country. This interdisciplinary character of this course is not largely implemented. The objectives laid down in the course was not to teach chemistry. It was not to teach pharmaceutics. It was not to teach other subjects. It was always to be able to interconnect the elements of knowledge which are important for making a drug product, for making a medicine. For that particular thing, it's very important that these knowledge dots are connected with each other. Unless, and we call it in business terms, connecting the dots. You cannot have innovation unless and until you connect these different elements, you know. I don't think it's possible to do that. So unless and until these items of information which reveal something new, which is hidden in isolation, they will always remain hidden in isolation. When you say pH in isolation, it is pH, that's all. But pH is something very, very, lot of applications there. You never thought about it. Look at your physiology, look at your body, look at so many things, you know. We teach students, well, it is hydrogen ion concentration, negative logarithm. He mucks it up, everything ends there. What I want to convey, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for us to be able to transmit the knowledge in the form of a product, not a raw material. You see, wonderful applications of nano. What is this biochemistry? It itself is a combination of biology and chemistry. Biotechnology came up, technology, biology, drug delivery systems, nano delivery systems. There's nothing but a mix of different interdisciplinary sciences. I think our pharmacy teachers should inform so that creativity can be developed in students, so that innovation can happen with the students. I'll give yet another example. If I take, they're all pharmacy teachers here. If you look at some examples like NCE, new chemical entity, SAR, structure, activity, relationships, Lipinski Rule 5, drug discovery, concept of polarity, ADME, receptor interactions, protein chemistry, dissolution science, excipient science, it belongs to me. So you have to understand this, how it can be accomplished, whether it is pharmacognosy, whether it is chemistry, whether it is all these four main disciplines. There is always a connection which has to be searched, which has to be in fact found out and conveyed to the student. My second thought process is there is a disconnect between theory and practical. We need to understand this. We teach various theory subjects, and in pharmaceutical sciences there are more than 50% weightage given to practicals. So what I understand as a teacher, my experience through decades, all through, that whenever anybody comes for a job, to industries, to Sun Pharma, to other industries, for teaching positions in UPSC I have seen, in CSR, they are very, very poor in fundamentals. Dr. Arora, Dr. Vinod, all of them, they will agree with me. Point here is that let us all teachers come together and find out if we are teaching physical pharmacy, if we are teaching formulative pharmacy, find out, identify what are the basic fundamental concepts involved in that. To be able to convert it into something which is useful to them. So what I want to convey in short, that please be very sure if you are teaching any subject, what are the basic concepts involved. If you are giving a lecture today on a particular topic, so what are the basic concepts involved in my lecture today, which a student should understand? Tell him about it. Let him present this in the later class in other time. And similarly, practicals are meant for gaining skills. We are all very, very poor in skills. India is perhaps among the lowest category. After North Korea, I think, or Japan, they are highest in skills. So unless and until your students, our students, acquire some skills and be able to have some USP of their own. I am expert in this, I am expert in that. That has to be a skill, that has to be an ability that is to be brought forth to the students. My third perspective, which we discussed in the morning also amongst all the experts, is pedagogy has to change. The process of learning and teaching, which we have gone through over the years and years and years, it's all obsolete, It is useful in some way, always, but then it has to change. The modus operandi has to change, In that thing, I want to say that to make it very clear that, you see, information is free. Everything is on the website. It is in the public domain. Don't give a lecture which is already known to the students. He will not be interested in your lecture at all. So you have to find out, take that information, use that information, and convert it into a suitable knowledge component. Information is important. You have to gather it. I don't say it's not important, but it is available to the students also. Be very careful to convert it into a suitable module,
यहाँ रख के देखो
convert it into an actual knowledge in an appropriate manner so that it does not become uninteresting and boring to a student. We all prepare various presentations and all that, So our students can prepare better than me. I'm telling you, I no offense to anybody. They can prepare better presentations. They know how to go where. They are IT savvy as well. So be very careful, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Time is coming. We have to keep our importance. We have to understand how we are teaching, what we are teaching, and what are the weaknesses in the students. How are you able to weaken those weaknesses? And how are you able to strengthen their strengths? This is my third perspective in short. The fourth perspective is what we want to say is everybody is saying, and our compare has also said that problem solving is important. This is well-established method to initiate a process of thinking in students. After every lecture, design specific problems relevant to the knowledge imparted and give it to the students. Give them some time. Allow them to express and talk. It has to be done on a regular basis. Allow students to interact. No use talking for 40 minutes, 50 minutes. No use at all. They are not going to listen to you. So friends, give them chance. Let them speak. Let them shed inhibitions. Let them shed that shyness. Let them be able to improve their expressions. Let them be able to improve their communication skills. And also what we call as the perception quality and the perception and observation and expression. This is a three-dimensional sword. Perception, observation, and expression. All these qualities, you are all responsible for it. मैं आपको एक दो उदाहरण दे दूंगा. I'll select some. देखिए आपने क्लास ले ली अभी, कोई चीज पढ़ा लिया. Tell them, select medicines which have variation in solubility. भाई आप ऐसे करिए कि 5 ड्रग्स सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए जिनकी solubility में वेरिएशन है. एज कोई प्रैक्टिकली इनसॉल्युबल है, कोई लेस सॉल्युबल है. 5 ड्रग्स ले लीजिए. फिर उनको बताइए, नाउ स्टडी एंड टेल अस व्हाट आर द मॉलिक्यूलर रीजंस व्हाई दे आर नॉट सॉल्युबल. Isn't it? That will initiate a thinking. वो उसके स्ट्रक्चर के पास जाएंगे, फिर उसका बॉन्ड देखेंगे, फिर उसकी all those things, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ेंगे, फिर इसका OH बॉन्ड देखेंगे. All those things, not going into details. Similarly, you can select drugs with high pK. ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है. High pK, low pK, high partition coefficient, low partition coefficient. Tell them, यार इसका क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है इसमें, ये कैसे हो गया. इसको आप स्टडी करो साइंटिफिकली, इसको जस्टिफाई कर लो, इसको चेंज कर सकते हैं क्या, व्हाट कैन बी चेंज्ड, व्हाट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड. देन फिफ्थ, I have 2 more perspectives which I will not dwell on, but it's very well known to all of you. First is academic integrity. Friends, it's very, very important. It has been a very growing concern about plagiarism, about absenteeism of students and teachers in academic process. This needs to be checked by our teachers. It's a long-term gain. Short. All these things are very important. I don't want to go into details. And then last 6th perspective is about entrepreneurial thinking. It's very important. Many graduates, postgraduates do not have an entrepreneur bent mind. There has to be an early training of mind to be open to creativity or imagination, which can lead to innovations. We generally move on a routine scale. Let us make a transition from me too culture to out-of-box culture. That is what I have to say to you, and you have to ignite these young minds. You have to provoke these young minds. You have to help your students, and you will be able to draw the best outcome which are possible. Well, with these words, without wasting and complying with the discipline which my principal has told me, I conclude my lecture. And let me tell you India is going to deal with explosive demand of higher education and with Make in India and Skill in India and other initiatives of pharmaceutical industries, my friends and experts will tell you. But the opportunities will not be available to you on the platter. Don't think like that. You have to deserve it. You have to have skills. You have to have knowledge. You have to be active and everything else. Thank you very much. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your precious words. Now, let me
No, ma'am,
introduce.
sorry to interrupt, but actually the sir has created so much like brainstorming activity and कुछ मन में आया तो सोचा आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करूं. ऐसे नहीं मिलती मंजिल इस जहान में, ऐसे नहीं मिलती मंजिल इस जहान में, कदमों में छाले हो तो भी चलना पड़ता है जनाब. तो आई थिंक ये शायद मैंने अभी अभी क्रिएट करा, बट आई थिंक कि सर ने इतनी अच्छी एक्सपीरियंस से अपनी बातें शेयर करी. And I think we all are educators over here and we can inculcate all the things. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again, sir.
Now, let me introduce about our chief guest of the day, Dr. Rajiv Mathur. He is currently working as Senior Vice President and Head Global Regulatory and Business Continuity at Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited. Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited is the fourth largest specialty generic pharmaceutical company in the world with global revenues of over 4.5 billion US dollars, supported by more than 40 manufacturing facilities. It provides high quality, affordable medicines trusted by healthcare professionals and patients to more than 100 countries across the globe. At Sun Pharma, he oversees branded and generic regulatory operations for global markets, including regulatory support to operations. He has a vast exposure to global regulators including FDA USA, EMA MHRA UK, TGA Australia, CDSCO India, etc. and is focused on delivering regulatory excellence to the organization in trusted partnership to the regulatory authorities. He foresees regulatory organization as a strategic partner to R&D and operations and believes in being business enabler with focus on documentation and compliance. I would like to request you, sir, to say a few words and enlighten us with your knowledge and experiences.
No. I don't wish to bore everybody. Very good morning to everybody and namaskar. And thanks to Dr. Kar and to the faculty of the college and others to have me here. I actually feel overwhelmed today, and it's really nice to be here speaking to actually educate. So when Dr. Kar said that the audience would actually comprise of educators, so for a moment I didn't know what I should address because आप लोग तो खुद teachers हैं. So teachers say, people like us from industry, what do we talk and how do we let you know what you are supposed to do? So teachers always have a very high esteem to everybody. So I would try and put some of my experiences from the industry together and some from my personal life together, because I think if you share experiences which you have encountered, it's always easy to connect, and otherwise it's very easy to say that फला आदमी ने ऐसा कहा है और उन्होंने ऐसा कहा है और उन्होंने ऐसा कहा है, तो फिर दूसरा सवाल ये है कि फिर आपने क्या करा उस सब के बारे में. So first of all, the topic of the discussion today, which is around continuous education program, it's a very interesting topic. The term continuous actually is very motivating, and it's very close to my heart because this is a term which enables us to actually become better, stronger and faster. And these are all superlative terms, if you will realize, because आप कितना भी अच्छा क्यों ना कर लें, there's always an opportunity to do better. There's always an opportunity to become faster. There's always an opportunity to become stronger. And so I think the basic question is that when you are bound within a syllabus, how do you implement continuous improvement? How do you ensure that there are innovative ways of making the students who interact with you in their day-to-day life, how do you instigate that process of thinking in there? I think the basic responsibility that the educators have is to motivate students to think and to impart the knowledge that they're supposed to acquire. Because, you know, in every stage of life, there is certain thing which is important and certain thing which can be accomplished. During the college years, during the 4 years of bachelor's course or the 2 years of postgraduate and some years that, you know, people decide to do a doctorate, specialization, I think it is very important that students do learn what they are supposed to do, which is basically learning. So how do we make this whole learning process a continuous process and an evolving process? I only speak out of my own examples, and today, I mean, it's good to see so many dignitaries over here. It's good to interact with all of you today. But I think the reason why I'm here is because of Dr. Khar. So if he says that the original methods have become redundant and old, I'll have a slight difference in opinion, because if they were redundant and old, I wouldn't have been here on a beautiful Sunday. I mean, it's obviously a chutti for everybody, including me. So, such is the kind of charisma and such is the kind of importance that teachers have had in our lives that, even if they tell you to come to a certain distance and on a Sunday morning, you say, okay, I will be there. So how do we get onto the process of continuous improvement? I believe this is a lot to do with one element, which is actually trust that you have with the students. And there's a very important and a very interesting context of speed of trust, if somebody would have read Stephen Covey about it. And where there is trust, everything becomes very interesting and very important. As long as there is trust that the students lay in the teaching faculty, that the teachers are here only for our benefit and they are only here to guide us and to make our lives better, I think the whole education system becomes much better. So giving some small examples, and I quote from the book because I am such a fan of that whole theory. So there was a vendor somewhere in New York who would sell sandwiches during lunchtime, and there would be long queues of people, and he would actually not be able to serve everybody because while he was selling the product that he had made, he was also collecting money and giving the change back. So one day he decided that he put up a board that said, make your own change. So people were supposed to come, he would give a sandwich or whatever they wanted to order or a coffee or something, and they would leave the money and they would pick up the change. So some people told him that you will lose heavily. But you know what happened? On the contrary, he actually started making more money. For two reasons. One, he could certainly entertain more customers because, he wasn't busy counting money and returning the change back. And the other thing is, look at the amount of immense trust that it created with the people. No, actually, he received more money in terms of tips, which is all of us know is very common in some parts of the world. So the airports, we talk about the airports in the United States. It easily takes 2 to 3 hours now to clear the security. But before 9/11, it used to be a 30 to 45 minutes process. What has happened? The trust has been lost between the security as well as, how the people were behaving and how the people were there. So this has immense importance. What happens is that, all of you are learned in your own fields. But how do you develop and how do you inculcate some of these softer skills so that your message goes in a better way to the students and they imbibe it better? Because, together with the knowledge that you have and some of these practices with which you can improve this interaction, I think that is the only piece which I can offer. Coming from an industry perspective, perhaps, if I talk about research or if I talk about newer areas, I think it would be highly inappropriate today. The other thing which I find very interesting from my own personal experience is I've been into this field for more than 32 years now. I have never believed that I am an expert in any area. So I head the Global Regulatory and Business Continuity Organization. The Global Pharmacovigilance works with me. But I always find that there's something new to learn from every situation, from every individual. So despite being teachers, I would suggest that you should always have a student mindset. Because a student mindset always helps you to learn always helps you to develop yourself and always helps you to build that connect with the people. So I personally, am an ardent lover of Hindustani music. When we came inside, there was a sitar recital, happening over here. I don't know how many of you noticed. I was very happy. I thought perhaps somebody is playing the sitar, but obviously it was a recording. So for last 10 years, I have been actually learning how to play the sitar. It helps me immensely because it helps me maintain the student, mindset. School of thought, spent so many years in the industry or having reached to a certain position in the organization, I know everything, forget about everything, that I know a lot. I still think that there's so much to be learned. I'm here to listen to all of you and to learn something. So as long as your mind is open, you always think that there's always more to be done. And I think if this kind of, a mindset is inculcated even to the students, they would also be, very motivated to learn and to accept the knowledge. So gone are those days, as Dr. Kar is rightly saying, when for any perspective that we wanted, we had to rush to libraries, and we had to read the, chemical abstract or the international pharmaceutical abstract. I don't know how many students would actually be successful in navigating their way, or I don't know if their chemical abstracts are kept in most of the libraries today or not. We had a beautiful library at certain point in the R&D where I worked, which has reduced to a reading room because everything is available on the internet. Now, this is how the era is, and it's up to us. We can say, no, this is something which is not good that has happened, but this is how it is. So how do we ensure that in today's era, when knowledge is freely available, how do we ensure that students are still motivated? Students have the willingness to accept that knowledge, and how teachers can become facilitators. I think a lot of these methods, a lot of these modern methods of dealing with people, this is because what all of you do with your students is, some form of communication and presentation. So these skills are just not limited to, people in the industry who have to deal with each other, who have to deal with, say, we have to deal with lots of regulators. But this is also very pertinent in a student-teacher interaction. From an industry perspective, that's a fact. When we speak to students today, when they come to us for interviews, and I talk about students who come from all kind of institutes, and doing all kind of courses. So I'll just narrate another incident. We had a team of about 8-10 freshers who had joined. Some of them, they were freshers, some of them were straight out from the college, and some of them had experience of 2, 4, 6, 8 years. And they expressed to the human resources department that, we have a very narrow view of regulatory. We work in dosage form regulatory, we just don't know what else is done in R&D. So I said, okay, I have a lot of free time with me, so I'll take an hour and I'll spend an hour with them. So I was just speaking to them and then, just telling them, giving them a perspective, what we do and what other parts of organization do. And I said, look, in your day-to-day life, you would actually come across a number of new things. Now, if you're interested in learning about it, there are very easy methods to do that because you have experts sitting in R&D who are doing different things. If you have, if you want to learn how a HPLC columns works, or if you want to understand, how a gas chromatograph works, or if you want to understand what is LCMS or GCMS, there are always labs. It's very easy. You just need to walk towards those labs and understand things. So I said, there is an adage that you can take a horse to water, but now there was silence in the meeting room. To my surprise, there was not even a single person out of those 9 people who could complete the phrase. So, I mean, seriously speaking, the level of education, the level of awareness in people who are joining the industry is very different from what it was when we passed out several years back. Students who have done their masters in pharmaceutics, they appear for an interview and you ask them, what is the difference when you measure particle size using a sifting method and when you use laser diffraction method, and which one is better? They'll think for a moment and they'll say sifting method uses a sieve, okay? Laser diffraction, some of them know Malvern Mastersizer. But if you ask them what is the difference, they are completely blank. And if you ask them, do you know what is micromeritics? They say, sir, actually 2 saal ho gaya padhe hue, so now I don't remember. So I've often said, मुझे 22 साल हो गया भरे हुए, I still remember. And Dr. Khar knows it. If somebody, is able to explain the difference between a thixotropic and a dilatant flow, I'm literally at their feet that please join from tomorrow. So, the things which we haven't forgotten in all these years, why is it that students are not even aware of when they come to the industry? That needs a serious thinking. They are distracted. Yes, we were under a lot of stress because we thought, how will these 4 years complete, and we'll, complete the bachelor's program. And also, I think the general seriousness towards things has perhaps tapered down. I think this is a generation gap. So expecting lots of things from freshers, perhaps. But I think as teaching faculty, this should be concerning to you also. Because if the end result of people coming out of the colleges is that they become successful professionals, then certainly the foundation is certainly not right. Our expectation, my expectation as a regulatory professional is not who understands what is zone 2 stability, who understands what is a bioequivalence guidance. And that's not something which, I'm expecting, because today with the help of internet, if somebody wants to understand what is the regulatory requirement for NVs Brazil, it's very easy. If you go to the internet and just put a question and there'll be answers that it is zone 4 stability. What is zone 4? Everybody knows. That's not what I'm interested in asking them. But I would be interested in knowing if the student understands how to navigate to that zone 4 stability or not. That is something which is more important. We are more interested in knowing that if somebody has spent those 4 years or 4 plus 2 years, if they haven't spent those years seriously in what they were doing, what are they going to do in the industry? So all the education that has been imbibed, all the time that has been spent, that should result in people understanding and learning what they were supposed to learn. So, then the other aspect is most of the industry and most of the documentation works in English, which unfortunately is not our first language for most of us, or for all of us in India. So, when people document, I would see in documents written the batch was failed. So I used to think that batch was failed, agar koi likhega batch was passed. So it has a very different connotation. It means that the batch which was otherwise failing, you have passed it. So then I thought a little about it, and I perhaps understood what is the reason, that when they think in Hindi, कि batch fail हो गया. So when they translate it, they say batch failed, पर हो गया का क्या करें? So it becomes the batch was failed. So we ultimately people will have to interact, people will have to prepare documents in English, we like it or not. Hindi is still not going to be, or in the foreseeable future, I may say probably in my lifetime, Hindi probably will not be a language which we will be putting on our documents. How do we ensure that, grammatically, now it's not important if somebody is able to speak fluently or not, because obviously you can converse in any language that you want, except for certain very specific areas in the industry where people need to actually go and interact with the outside. But otherwise it's fine if people are not very fluent in speaking. But when it comes to writing, when it comes to grammar, when it comes to understanding, I think it is all very significant. And how, through your continuous improvement program and through your, the topic that you have chosen, which is continuous education program, how can you, inculcate some of these things into your teaching? Because as I said earlier, you cannot change the syllabus. If you're supposed to teach something, you will have to teach students the right things. So, yeah, and perhaps the last thought, I didn't count Dr. Khar. I don't think I had 5. I had, I think, only 4. So, just one point. We talk a lot about industry and academia interaction. I think an interaction at the teacher's level, which is happening today, I think it is very welcome and very nice. Because, perhaps just not the students, because when students do tours of R&D centers and manufacturing facilities, I don't know how serious they are. For them, it is just an outing, something different that they're trying to do. But I think even as teaching faculty, if there is, some kind of a feedback that you receive from the industry, that the kind of students that you are sending need to develop certain skills or need to be better in certain areas, I think it would certainly be more rewarding. And today I see this as an opportunity of interacting with the teaching faculty and sort of giving you a feedback. I'm not being critical. As I started earlier, I think you guys are doing a great job. It needs a lot of patience, and but there could certainly be many ways or certain ways in which all this process can become smoother and easier for both students and teachers, and the end product that you give us as industry professionals will always be better. So thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you again for inviting me today. Have a nice day.
क्या करना है बताइए, क्या करना है? रुमाल घेर दो यार,
For inspiring and motivating our precious words.
टिश्यू पेपर लाओ, हाँ टिश्यू पेपर।
Moving onward, we have another guest of honor, Professor Dr. Rajendra Singh, Nepal. D. Sharma University of Health Sciences is currently working as Professor and Dean at the D. Sharma University of Health Sciences. He is having more than 28 years of experience. He has been granted with 4 research projects that are funded by AICTE, having a total cost of Rs 41 lakhs. He has guided 11 PhD students. He has been granted 1 Indian patent on his name on a process of preparing liposomes. He has more than 35 publications with good citation records. So please comment.
मुझे आदेश हो गया है कि 10 मिनट से ज़्यादा समय नहीं है, तो मुझे अपनी भाषा और समय को दोनों को मैनेज करना पड़ेगा। डॉक्टर राजीव साहब, डॉक्टर अदलक्का साहब, डॉक्टर शिव कुमार, प्रोफेसर R.K. खार और डॉक्टर V.K. अरोड़ा को छोड़ के बाकी सारे डायरेक्टर्स, प्रिंसिपल्स, टीचर्स और कुछ मेरे विद्यार्थी होंगे इसमें, मैं सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं और मैं BS अनंतपुरिया इंस्टीट्यूट का धन्यवाद करता हूं कि उन्होंने मुझे इसे लायक समझा कि मैं आके आपके सामने कम से कम 10 मिनट जरूर बोल सकूं। वैसे तो कह रहे थे कि आप जितना मर्जी समय ले लो, लेकिन मुझे मालूम है कि समय की बड़ी कीमत है इस वक्त। जिन दो लोगों का मैंने नाम नहीं लिया, खार साहब मेरे टीचर रहे हैं, हेड रहे हैं जब मैं PhD कर रहा था, और V.K. अरोड़ा जी मेरे मेंटर रहे हैं जब मैं मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग करता था।
अब इसे उठा के
जब मैं जो इन दोनों महानुभावों ने आपको जो बात बताई है कि स्टूडेंट माइंडसेट बहुत ज़रूरी है। जब मैं PhD करता था तो हमदर्द यूनिवर्सिटी, जो कि हमदर्द कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मेसी था, उसमें एक UV था और एक IR था। शिमार्जू का मुझे मालूम है कॉम्बो परचेज में इन्होंने खरीदा था। प्रोफेसर खार के सिवाय उसको कोई टच नहीं कर सकता था क्यूवेट को। हम 1.5 मीटर दूर खड़े रहते थे और ले आओ जी सैंपल, और सैंपल होगा जी अगले हफ्ते। जब मैं MJ में पहुंचा, जो कि सन फार्मा का पार्ट है, जो कि राजीव साहब इसको देखते हैं, तो वहां पे पर्किन एल्मर का IR था। जैसे ही मुझे वहां समझ आई कि पर्किन एल्मर का IR है, तो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल एश्योरेंस मैनेजर ने मेरे से कहा कि आप इसको यूज करो। जैसे ही इन्होंने बताया, मैं उसके पीछे लग गया और कहानी ये हो गई कि 1.5 हफ्ते में एक बार मैं उसे खराब कर बैठा। तो जो ये इन्होंने आपको तालीम दी है पिछले 2 लेक्चर्स में, ये बड़ी समझने वाली बात है कि हम सोच क्या रहे हैं। अगर हम विद्यार्थी बने रहेंगे फिर तो टीचिंग अच्छी होएगी, और अगर हम विद्यार्थी नहीं बने रहेंगे तो फिर टीचिंग अच्छी नहीं होएगी। और इस फ्रेम में जो BS अनंतपुरिया इंस्टीट्यूट है वो नंबर 1 पे गया, क्योंकि अदलक्का साहब की तरफ से शायद ये फंडिंग पहली बार ऐसे हुई है जो मुझे लग रहा है। तो जब शिव ने मुझे बताया तो मैं बड़ा खुश हुआ, और मैंने अदलक्का साहब से मेरी बात नहीं हुई, लेकिन मैंने मन ही मन बड़ा उन्हें धन्यवाद दिया कि अब वो एजुकेशन को फंडिंग भी कर रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत अच्छा है सर, आप आगे भी फंडिंग करें बाकी इंस्टीट्यूट्स को, ताकि उन्हें पता लगे। और जहां तक BS अनंतपुरिया इंस्टीट्यूट का सवाल है, मैं जानता हूं दिव्या जी, तो मैं बड़ा शुक्रगुजार हूं मैनेजमेंट का कि इन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूट बनाया। लैब्स का कोई मुकाबला नहीं है, फैकल्टी का कोई मुकाबला नहीं है, और जो दूसरी पैरेलल फैसिलिटीज होती हैं, एनिमल हाउस है, बाकी आपका हर्बल गार्डन है, वो बहुत अच्छा बनाया है, क्योंकि ये चीज़ें ना हो तो बच्चों को हम पढ़ा नहीं सकते ढंग से। तो ये पहले 2 इंस्टीट्यूट्स में आता है, जो BS रंगपुरिया इंस्टीट्यूट है, पंडित VD शर्मा यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हेल्थ साइंसेज के पहले 2 इंस्टीट्यूट्स में आता है, और हम कैंपस वाला जो कॉलेज है वो उन 2 में नहीं है, ये मैं बता दूं आपको। तो आप ये देखें कि इन्होंने कितना अच्छा काम किया है। तो अब बच्चों में ये कहना चाहता था आपसे, अधिकतर तो मेरे विद्यार्थी हैं यहाँ पे जो टीचर्स हैं, कि अब हम किसी तरह टीचर्स बन ही गए, और हमें ये कंटिन्यूअस जो फार्मेसी की एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम किया जाता है वो किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म से हो, चाहे वो कॉलेज से हो, चाहे हरियाणा स्टेट फार्मेसी काउंसिल से हो, चाहे AICT की तरफ से हो, या PCI की तरफ से हो, या कोई और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कर रहा हो, उसमें हम उसी चीज़ को रिपीट करते हैं, तो भी अच्छा पढ़ाना चाहिए। अब जैसे राजीव साहब कहते हैं कि माइक्रोमैट्रिक्स का नहीं पता, देखो ना कितनी घटिया बात होगी। जैसे हमें ये नहीं पता इंटरनेशनल फार्मास्यूटिकल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट्स क्या हैं, अब तो आप उसमें अपने मोबाइल खोलते हो और देख लेते हो। हम कहते हैं एक टॉपिक लिख के लाओ, मोबाइल खोला और उसमें से कॉपी करके ले आए, और वो प्लेगरिज्म 100% कर दी, पता ना लगे टीचर को। उस वक्त हाल ये था कि पहले एनिमल जाओ, इंसडॉक जाओ, वो जो पहले CIPL होती थी, सेंट्रल इंडियन फार्माकोपिया लेबोरेटरी, जहाँ पे इंटरनेशनल फार्मास्यूटिकल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट्स अपडेट आते थे। कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मेसी में हमदर्द में जहाँ मैं काम करता था, वहाँ पूरे इंटरनेशनल फार्मास्यूटिकल एब्स्ट्रैक्ट होते ही नहीं थे, तो महंगा ही इतना है, वो मिलते नहीं था, तो वहाँ गाजियाबाद जाना पड़ता था। लेकिन आज आपके पास ये है, जब हम टीचर्स बन ही गए, और बाय द वे हमने कल तक वो चीज़ें नहीं सीखी थी, तो आज तो हम सीख सकते हैं ना। उस वक्त तो हम 32 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे थे, B फार्म में, M फार्म में हम 4 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे थे, अभी जब हम टीचर बन गए तो एक ही सब्जेक्ट है। तो 2 चीज़ें हैं जिसके पीछे मैं लगा हुआ हूँ, और मेरे बाल सफ़ेद हो गए। कई स्टूडेंट्स मुझे मिलते हैं पुराने, कहते हैं कि ये तो जेट ब्लैक होते थे, आपके बाल अब सफ़ेद कैसे हो गए। तो बच्चों, मेरा मानना ये है कि 2 चीज़ें हमें क्लासरूम में ज़रूर पढ़ानी है, और ये जो CEP है, इसके माध्यम से हमें ये चीज़ें आगे ले जानी है, क्योंकि हम बार बार नहीं कहेंगे तो जो नए बच्चे आ रहे हैं उनको वो चीज़ पता नहीं लगेगी। अगर मान लो मैं कहता हूँ कि ये जो चीज़ है, ये क्या है, ये एक मैनिपुलेशन है डाटा की, जिसमें मैं ये कहता हूं कि DMF होता है। अगर वो चीज मैं अगले स्टूडेंट को फिर नहीं कहूंगा, अगर फाइनल ईयर वाले स्टूडेंट को मैं ये बता रहा हूँ, वो कहेगा ये 4 बार 6 बार तो बोल दिया, समझ तो आती नहीं क्यों ये बुढ़ा बोलता रहता है इस चीज को। वो बोलनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि जो नया स्टूडेंट आया है उसको तो नहीं मालूम ना इस चीज का। तो हमें CEP कंडक्ट करनी पड़ेगी, वो चीज बार बार कहनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि जो नए टीचर्स आ रहे हैं उन्हें तो ये नहीं मालूम ना। मैंने पूरी कोशिश की, जितना दम लग सकता था, कि किसी भी तरह से पूरे हरियाणा में ईमानदारी प्रोपेगेट करे। 2 चीजें हमें पक्की पढ़ानी है, एक चरित्र और एक ईमानदारी। When we are in the classroom, we must inculcate ideas in the minds of the students that they must practice high character and honesty. Honesty for studies, honesty in dealing with the people, honesty in appearing in the examination, honesty while appearing in the interview, honesty while performing the job. जॉब मिली गई, उसके बाद वो कह रहे हैं जी कि आप ये सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, आप कर लीजिए। वहाँ तो कोई प्रैक्टिकल का प्रेशर नहीं है, वहाँ तो कोई मार्क्स लेने का प्रेशर नहीं है। उन्होंने इक्विपमेंट रख रखे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि मैंने 10 बंदों को कहा तो वहाँ एक भी नहीं पहुँचा। इसका मतलब मेरा एटीट्यूड क्या हुआ, मेरा माइंड सेट स्टूडेंट नहीं है। जब तक टीचर रहेगा, अलेक्जेंडर ग्राहम बेल जिसने बनाया था फोन, वो मेंटली इतना साउंड नहीं था बंदा, लेकिन उसने फोन बनाया क्योंकि उसको धुन थी, पैशन जिसे कहते हैं ना। अगर आपको पैशन है टीचिंग का, तो आप उसको पानी दीजिए, और हर हालत में विद्यार्थियों को चरित्र पढ़ाइए, क्योंकि ये हिंदुस्तान वो महात्माओं की भूमि है जहाँ पे हमेशा संस्कार माने जाते हैं। नहीं तो वही बात है ना, वो कह रहे थे जी नए स्टूडेंट्स आ गए हैं, उनका ध्यान दूसरी तरफ चला गया है। वो है ना, उन्होंने लिखा है की जो मधुशाला है कि फिर भी वृद्धों से जब पूछा एक ही उत्तर आया, अब न रहे वो पीने वाले, अब न रही वो मधुशाला। जब डॉक्टर खार से पूछो तो डॉक्टर शर्मा के टाइम, प्रोफेसर शर्मा अभी जिंदा है, 97 हैं, हमारे साथ हैं। तो अब हम कहते हैं डॉक्टर GP श्रीवास्तव जैसे टीचर नहीं है, वो कहते जी। अब मैं कहता हूँ डॉक्टर खार और डॉक्टर मदान जैसे टीचर नहीं है, प्रोफेसर अरोड़ा जैसे हमारे इंडस्ट्री में लोग नहीं है। क्योंकि एक पॉइंट है ना, कैसे करते हैं, बैठ गए, उनके साथ आ गए, उन्होंने ये कभी फील ही नहीं किया कि मैं तो बॉस और ये कल आया है, अभी इंटर्न आया है तो ये मेरे से दूर रहेगा। ऐसा मुझे मालूम है, जब अरोड़ा साहब काम करते थे कोई भी नए से नया, मैं बिल्कुल ही नया गया था, मुझे उन्होंने इतना अच्छी तरह डील किया कि मैं 50% तो जो देता हूँ टीचर्स को और 50% अकेले अरोड़ा साहब को देता हूँ, जो कि तूफान एक्सप्रेस है नॉलेज के मामले में। तो मेरा मानना ये कि मैं ज़्यादा आपको कुछ बताऊँ ना बताऊँ, लेकिन हमने ऑनेस्टी को लेक्चर थिएटर से बाहर नहीं निकलने देना। एक किसी ने किताब छापी थी, सब्जेक्ट का नाम मैं नहीं बताऊंगा, गुंडूराव साहब ने उसे अपने आप रिव्यू किया, फार्मास्यूटिकल केमिस्ट्री के बड़े अच्छे टीचर थे, 516 मिस्टेक निकाल दी। अगर ऐसी बुक को पढ़ के मैं क्लासरूम में रहूंगा तो स्टूडेंट्स का क्या हाल होगा। तो मेरा मानना यह है कि अगर हम इस सीईपी को, पहले सीईपी कहते थे कंटिन्यूड फार्मेसी एजुकेशन, अब ये ऐसा हो गया कि कंटिन्यूस फार्मेसी एजुकेशन ऑफ फार्मेसी, इसको हम सफल बनाना चाहते हैं, इसको आगे ले जाना चाहते हैं। तो ऐसे कार्यक्रम आप करते रहिए और साहब आप करवाते रहिए, ऐसे ही महानुभावों को आप बुलाते रहिए इंडस्ट्री से और दूसरे एक्सपर्ट्स जो कि आपको नॉलेज दे सकें, और क्लासरूम से आप ईमानदारी को बाहर मत निकलने दीजिए, क्योंकि आप ईमानदारी को बाहर नहीं निकलने दोगे तो हिंदुस्तान से ईमानदारी बाहर नहीं जाएगी। और आप देख ही रहे हो कि इस वक्त हम ग्रुप की लीडरशिप हमारे पास है और वर्ल्ड में हम नंबर 1 बनना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हम चाहेंगे हमारे से छोटे कहते ना, हमारे गाँव में बड़ी अच्छी रिसर्च हो रही है और बड़ी रिसर्च हो रही है। पहला 10 से 15 साइंटिस्ट तो इंडिया का ही है जो BS अनंतपुरिया से पढ़े हैं, वो अब्रॉड जाके रिसर्च कर रहे हैं जिसमें अमेरिका का नाम हो रहा है। तो हम पूरी कोशिश करें कि वो जो ब्रेन ड्रेन हो रहा है वो यहीं पे रहे और सारा का सारा हमारा जो सोचने का ढंग है वो हिंदुस्तान में ग्लोरी फिर वापस लौटे। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your valuable words.
उम्र थका नहीं सकती, ठोकरें गिरा नहीं सकती, उम्र थका नहीं सकती, ठोकरें गिरा नहीं सकती, अगर जिद हो जीतने की तो हार भी हरा नहीं सकती। Now I would like to introduce our next guest of honor, Mr. Dhanesh Adlakha, the eminent personality behind making all the registration work go smoothly. Mr. Dhanesh Adlakha is currently the chairman of the Haryana State Pharmacy Council, with a nominated member elected twice from the Haryana State Pharmacy Council. Mr. Dhanesh Adlakha is currently a member of the Pharmacy Council of India. He was also the president of the Haryana Para-Olympic Committee. He became the chairman of Haryana State Agricultural Rural Development Bank and gave him the status of Minister of State. I would like to request Mr. Dhanesh Adlakha sir to say a few words.
सबसे पहले मैं आज BS अनंतपुरिया कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मेसी के प्रांगण कभी गुरु से बड़ा भगवान कोई नहीं होता। खार सर, गजेंद्र सर, अरोड़ा सर, आप लोगों ने न जाने कितने स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाया, B फॉर्म करी, M फॉर्म करी, PhD करके, अभी जैसे गजेंद्र सर कह रहे थे काफ़ी लोग मेरे विद्यार्थी हैं। तो सबसे पहले मैं उन सब गुरुओं को नमन करते हुए कि जिन्होंने इस प्रोफेशन के लिए अपनी ज़िंदगी का एक समा दिया, मैं सबसे पहले उन सबको नमन करता हूँ। और फिर उन सभी टीचर्स को जो आज इस प्रांगण में कंटिन्यूएशन एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम जो फार्मेसी के लिए खार सर ने और डॉक्टर शिव कुमार ने अरेंज किया, क्योंकि आप भी अब गुरु की संज्ञा में ही हैं तो आपके पास भी बहुत स्टूडेंट्स रहेंगे। तो मैं सब लोगों को यहाँ साधुवाद देता हूँ, स्वागत स्टेट फार्मेसी काउंसिल की तरफ से। साथ ही साथ राजीव माथुर जी, सौरभ अरोड़ा जी, अरोड़ा साहब, आप लोगों के लिए मैं एक बात कहूँगा कि आप वो लोग हैं जो इस विश्व के अंदर एक व्यक्ति की जिंदगी किस रूप में बचाई जा सकती है, डॉक्टर तो डायग्नोज कर सकते हैं, कब कैसे चाहिए वो राजीव सर और अरोड़ा सर डिसाइड करते हैं। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। तो आज आप सब लोगों को मैं साधुवाद करता हूँ। मेरा जो ये एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम फार्मेसी के लिए करने का प्रोग्राम डॉक्टर शिव के साथ बना, प्रोफेसर गजेंद्र, उसमें एक मेरी सोच थी, एंड फॉर व्हाट पर्पस हरियाणा स्टेट फार्मेसी काउंसिल और एनी अदर स्टेट फार्मेसी, व्हाट इज आवर ड्यूटीज।
उसमें देखो
क्या
अपनी
जो हम एक्ट में पढ़ते हैं क्या उसको लागू करते हैं?
बताना।
मुझे तो नहीं लगा 3 साल में। तो फिर मैंने डॉक्टर शिव से बात की कि डॉक्टर शिव कुछ ऐसा करें कि इंडस्ट्री के एक्सपर्ट्स जिनकी अपनी एक सोच हो और हमारे टीचर्स जो उन बच्चों को पढ़ा रहे हैं, अभी जैसे राजीव सर ने बताया कि बच्चों को कई चीज़ों की पता ही नहीं होती। उसका कारण क्या है कि टीचर्स को ही ये नहीं पता कि इंडस्ट्री में किस बच्चे की क्या डिमांड है। तो इसीलिए आज मैंने शिव जी से रिक्वेस्ट करी थी कि इंडस्ट्री से 5 लोग ऐसे जो अपने आप में सब चीज़ों को बताने में एक्सपर्ट हो, और टीचर्स जो आगे इस एजुकेशन को, फार्मेसी के प्रोफेशन को आगे ले जाने के काम कर रहे हैं, उन लोगों के बीच में कहीं ना कहीं तालमेल चाहिए। वो तालमेल तब हो सकता है जब कहीं ना कहीं हम लोगों को फ्रंट पे आना होगा। केवल रजिस्ट्रेशन कर देना, रिन्यूअल कर देना, ठीक है आपने मुझे बुलाया, चाय पे मैं आ गया, मेरे को कुछ 3 साल में अच्छा लगा। तो फिर मैंने ये डॉक्टर शिव से और डॉक्टर खार सर से रिक्वेस्ट करी बताऊँ कि पूरे हरियाणा के अंदर लगभग 1600 लेक्चरर्स हमारे पास हैं। एटलीस्ट मेरी वो ड्यूटी बनती है कि उन लेक्चरर्स का, हो सकता है कि राजीव सर आज आप पहली बार यहाँ हरियाणा स्टेट फार्मेसी काउंसिल और BSNM को जाके प्रोग्राम में आए हो, लेकिन मैं आपसे हक से कहूँगा कि ये आपका प्रोफेशन है, ये आपके प्रोफेशन वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने इस प्रोफेशन को आगे लेके जाना है। मैं तो एक कड़ी के रूप में बीच में काम करने का प्रयास करूँगा। तो इसीलिए मैंने सिर्फ कि भी फार्मेसी काउंसिल का काम केवल रजिस्ट्रेशन करना, रिन्यूअल करना, दिस इज नॉनसेंस वर्क, मेरे को तो कुछ बहुत समझ से नहीं आया, क्योंकि मैं कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में चेयरमैन रहा, तो वहाँ कुछ बैंकिंग थी, लोनिंग किस तरीके से करनी है, वहाँ भी मैंने कोशिश करी कि अपने प्रोफेशन के अंदर ही इस चीज़ को मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करूँ। तो आज केवल एक ही मेरा ध्येय है कि गजेंद्र सर, क्योंकि मैं गार्जियन ऑफ फार्मेसी इन द स्टेट, गजेंद्र सर आपको मानता हूँ, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको लीड लेनी होगी। कुछ ना कुछ करने के लिए फाइनेंशियल्स की जो जरूरत होती है वो फार्मेसी काउंसिल मीट आउट करेगी, ताकि हम इस प्रोफेशन को आगे लेके जा सकें। तो मेरी शिव कुमार जी से और गजेंद्र सर से और खार सर से एक आग्रह है कि आज लगभग अपने 250 लेक्चरर्स को यहाँ बुला करके राजीव सर को, सौरभ सर को, अरोड़ा सर को इंट्रोड्यूस कराया कि वो क्या चाहते हैं, उनको क्या चाहिए, इंडस्ट्री को किस तरीके से क्या चीज़ चाहिए। जहाँ तक ऑनेस्टी की बात होती है तो वो तो मैं पहले दिन ही कहता हूँ कि किसी मेडिकल स्टोर पे जो बच्चे हम पढ़ते थे, तो एक हमारे फार्माकोलॉजी के प्रोफेसर होते थे डॉक्टर एस पसलिंगप्पा, JSS कॉलेज में, तो वो कहा करते थे कि यदि कोई पेशेंट आपके पास आता है तो उसके चेहरे पे स्ट्रेस मिलेगा, वो खुश नहीं होगा, वो परेशान होगा, क्योंकि वो अपनी हेल्थ से परेशान है। उधर से आपने उसको दवाई की पर्ची ली, उसको दवाई दे दी, पैसे ले लिए और वो चला गया। परंतु दवाई की पर्ची पढ़ते हुए आपने उसको कहा, अंकल अब तो ठीक हो, रिकवरी है, दूसरी बार देने आया, चलो अंकल इसके साथ ना थोड़ा पानी ज़्यादा पीना। जो भी चीज़ें हमें प्रोफेसर खार और प्रोफेसर गजेंद्र ने लाइफ के अंदर सिखाई हो, या आप लोग भी उसी रूप में गुरु के रूप में आज बैठे हैं, तो वो बच्चा जब उस पेशेंट से बात करते हुए उसको अच्छे से ब्रीफ करेगा कि अंकल आपने ये चीज़ इस तरीके से लेनी है, सही टाइम से उठ के पे जाना है, उसको ये लगेगा यार ये बच्चा अच्छा है, इंटेलिजेंट है। उससे क्या है कि एक तो आपकी रेपुटेशन बनी। अभी सर ने कहा ट्रस्ट, कि US का ट्रस्ट क्यों खत्म हुआ, कि 9/11 हो गया। तो वही चीज़ आप भी अभी जिस तरीके से आज मेरे को 2 चीज़ें दोनों डिग्निटी से सीखने को मिल गई कि ट्रस्ट क्या होता है और ऑनेस्टी। तो उस ऑनेस्टी के साथ आपने अपने प्रोफेशन के अंदर नॉन अटेंडिंग फार्मा को खत्म कर दिया। बहुत 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 डिफ़िकल्टीज़ हैं। मैं जिस दिन ज्वाइन किया तो एक बी फार्म का बच्चा, एक यूनिवर्सिटी का नाम उसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ, तो मैंने उसको कहा कि फार्मेसी के सब्जेक्ट्स के नाम बता दो, बट यू हैव ओनली 2 मिनट्स। क्योंकि जब आप 10वीं के सब्जेक्ट के नाम बताते हो, पूछते हो, तो कहता है मैथ भी था, इंग्लिश भी थी, हिंदी भी थी, वो 30 सेकंड्स के अंदर नाम ले देता है। व्हाट अबाउट द फार्मेसी सब्जेक्ट? मैंने कि तेरे पास 2 मिनट हैं और फर्स्ट ईयर से फाइनल ईयर के नाम बता। तो जब उसने FAR बोला ना, उस दिन से फार्मेसी काउंसिल के अंदर मन कर गया कि अब तो डंडा उठा करके ना ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लिए दिक्कत करने का समय आ गया है। तो उस तरीके से जब मैंने देखा तो सबसे ज़्यादा मैं किसी स्टेट को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करता, किसी कॉलेज को नहीं करता, किसी यूनिवर्सिटी को नहीं करता, बट कहीं ना कहीं पंजाब से जो बच्चे आ रहे थे वो सबसे ज़्यादा दिक्कत में थे। राजस्थान से जो बच्चे डिप्लोमा करके आ रहे थे वो सबसे ज़्यादा दिक्कत में थे। तो मैंने उस समय प्रेसिडेंट थे हमारे फार्मेसी काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया के, मैं मेंबर भी हूँ, तो मैंने डॉक्टर बी सुरेश जी से रिक्वेस्ट किया कि सर कहीं ना कहीं नॉन अटेंडिंग कुछ ना कुछ ये माल प्रैक्टिस का जो सिस्टम है इस पर हमें ही लगाम लगानी पड़ेगी, ये लोग तो नहीं मानता है। तो देन वी इंट्रोड्यूस एग्जिट एग्ज़ाम, तो वो हम नेक्स्ट ईयर से शुरू करने जा रहे हैं फॉर डिप्लोमा। और मैं आपको आज बता रहा हूँ कि बाय 2024 डिप्लोमा ऑलमोस्ट सब जगह ख़त्म हो, हम डिग्री पे ही वर्किंग स्टार्ट कर चुके हैं। क्योंकि डिग्री करने के बाद इस प्रोफेशन के अंदर, क्योंकि अब हरियाणा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा ने फार्मासिस्ट की जॉब के लिए बी फॉर्म कंपलसरी कर दिया, ताकि उसको हम गजेटेड ऑफिसर का भी स्टेटस दे सकें और उसको नॉलेज भी हो, वो क्या करना चाहता है उसको खुद पता हो। उसको खुद ही नहीं पता कि मैं फार्मासिस्ट बन गया, करना क्या है। तो थोड़ा सा अजीब सा लगा, पर इसीलिए आज इस चीज़ के लिए कि राजीव सर, अरोड़ा सर, सौरभ सर और आप लोगों के बीच में सेतु का काम किया है कि आज आपने कुछ सीखा होगा कि व्हाट इज़ ट्रस्ट, व्हाट इज़ ऑनेस्टी और प्रोफेशन के अंदर क्या सिंसियरिटी चाहिए। आपने किसी बच्चे को रट्टा करा दिया, रट्टा करके पास तो वो हो गया, उसके दिमाग में तो आपने डाला नहीं, उसके दिल में तो आपने डाला नहीं, उसकी केवल टंग तक आपने उसको रट्टे के अंदर ला करके लिख लिया, पास हो गया। लेकिन जब तक प्रोफेशन के सब्जेक्ट को उसके दिमाग से दिल तक नहीं उतारोगे तब तक नहीं समझ। दूसरा, जहाँ तक ग्रामर की बात आती है, ये सच्चाई है। इसके लिए मैं भी कई टाइम से सोचता था और आज कहीं मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरी जो मन की बात थी और राजीव सर ने कही, तो मेरी एक सोच है जो आज मैं इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं अभी, कि क्या हम जो कॉलेज के अंदर पहले 10 बच्चे ऑडियंस के बीच में इंग्लिश के अंदर मेरे प्रोफेशन को फ्लुएंटली प्रेजेंट करेंगे, फॉर देम ईच ऑफ स्टूडेंट फार्मेसी काउंसिल विल पे 10,000 rupees each day. I am ready for that. We have so much funding, nothing to worry. But things are कि इस प्रोफेशन के अंदर जो मैं महसूस करता हूँ कि अभी भी हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं कंपटीशन की बात करते हैं वर्ल्ड के लिए, लेकिन कहीं हम अपने अंदर ही अब कुछ नहीं है। सोचना होगा, क्योंकि आप टीचर्स हैं, मैं काउंसिल से हूँ, सर इंडस्ट्री से है, कोई स्टूडेंट नहीं हमारे बीच में। हम आपस के एक प्रोफेशन के अंदर डिस्कस कर रहे हैं और उस डिस्कशन के अंदर मैं एक ही बात करना चाहूँगा कि कहीं ना कहीं आप लोगों को भी अंतरात्मा को जगाना होगा कि स्टूडेंट्स के साथ क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या स्टूडेंट्स को आप रियली जिस जॉब के लिए भगवान ने आपको अपॉइंट किया वो कर रहे हैं। मेरा यही आग्रह है आप सब लोगों से। और मैं गजेंद्र सर से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम आप नेक्स्ट मंथ जनवरी एंड तक एमडी यूनिवर्सिटी में विद टीचर्स होंगे, क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूं कि पहले सब टीचर्स के साथ हम पूरे हरियाणा के अंदर इंटरेक्ट कर लें, फिर हर एक कॉलेज के अंदर जो पहले 10 बच्चे हैं जिनकी वो सिस्टम है, फिर हम जब इसको कर लेंगे तो उन को भी बुलाएंगे, 500 टीचर्स को भी बुलाएंगे और राजीव सर से कहेंगे कि सर आज, अरोड़ा सर आप और 4-5 लोग जो हमारे प्रोफेशन के गॉडफादर हम समझते हैं, उन लोगों को एक रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि आज आप हमें अपने प्रोफेशन के लिए फुल डे दे दीजिए कि 10 बजे से 6 बजे तक हम ये बच्चे आपको दिखाना चाहते हैं कि हमने ये हरियाणा के अंदर नया एक्सपेरिमेंट किया है और आप इसके लिए एक्सेप्ट करें कि वी आर विद द प्रोफेशन। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir. We feel really privileged to have your supervision and backing with us at all times possible. When you read a book, you hold another's mind in your hand. There is only one thing that can replace a book is a next book.
Now, I would like to request our inaugural team members to launch a book having title Textbook of Human Anatomy and Physiology, which is meant for the students of Diploma first year. This book is written by our Principal Sir Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav, Professor Dr. Deepika Yadav, and Associate Professor Ms. Ritu Singh. I request Professor Dr. Deepika Yadav and Professor Singh to come and join on the dais for their book launch ceremony. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause. Many congratulations all of them. Now I request our Principal Sir and Director Sir to present a memento to Dr. Rajiv Mathur as an expression of gratitude. प्लीज तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए। Now I request our Principal Sir and Director Sir to present a memento to Professor Gajendra Singh. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request our inaugural team to present a memento to Mr. Dhanesh Adlakha, sir. Thank you all the guests on the dais for your gracious presence in the inaugural scene of this event. Thank you, sir.
I would request Dr. Deepika Yadav to present a floral welcome to Mr. Rohit Khanduja, member HSPC. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Praveen Kumar Arora, sir, to present a green welcome to Dr. Siddharth Sahai, Drug Inspector, CDSCO. Please give a huge round of applause. Thank you, sir. We have to learn how scientists arrive at decision. Once you use the scientific method, it doesn't mean that your decisions will be perfect, but they will be far more accurate than just opinions.
Now, I would like to request the guest of our scientific session, Mr. Vinod Arora, Mr. Saurabh Arora, Dr. Nidhi Agarwal, Chairperson Dr. Yashpal Singla, and Co-Chairperson
Dr.
Dr. Siddharth Sahai to please come on the dais. Dr. Yashpal Singh, Professor and Controller of Examinations at Guru Jambeshwar University of Sciences and Technology, Hisar. Dr. Singla has contributed over 20 years of the services toward pharmaceutical education and research. He has published 2 books, more than 45 research and review articles in reputed national and international journals. He is an elected member of the Haryana State Pharmacy Council, Panchkula. His contributions have fetched him with several impressive national and international awards.
Our co-chairperson for scientific session is Dr. Siddharth Sahai, who is currently working as a drug inspector, CDSCO.
Now, I would like to introduce our first distinguished speaker, Mr. Vinod Arora. Mr. Vinod Arora is a pharmacist training who has over 40 years of industry experience in pharmaceutical development area of generics, new chemical entities and differentiated genera. He has over 120 patents to his name as author, co-author. He was involved in the development and launch of Cinerium, India's first NCE. He has participated in various meetings at the WHO. I would request you, sir, to bridge the gap in our knowledge by sharing few knowledgeable words.
Dr. Vinod Arora. Please, yes, sir. No issues, sir. No issues. No issues. So you can start. Sir.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello. Am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vinod Arora, and I'm starting a small presentation on continuing education for pharmacy teachers of Haryana in association of Haryana Pharmacy State Council, which has been organized by B.S. Alanpuri Institute of Pharmacy. About a week back, I got a call from Dr. Roop Khan. I'm inviting you to deliver a lecture where about 100 to 200 teachers would be present. And I was scratching my head to understand what do I need to teach the teachers or what do I need to deliver to teachers, because they themselves are full of knowledge. And then he said, you can give the industry perspective. I said, fine, if that's the case, I need to give an industry perspective. Why not I do that part? So I would like to thank Dr. Roop Khan for inviting me here. And there are two people whom I don't say no for whenever they invite. One is Dr. Roop Khan and another is Dr. Gajinder Singh. These are the two people whom I don't say no whenever they invite me, because I have interacted with them very closely. Not only interaction, we have been there in various meetings or various sessions or various meetings, etc. Thank you very much. And with this, I'd like to do to all the teachers, those who are sitting here. And with that, I'll start my presentation there. These are the two people, Dr. Abdul Kalam, who felicitated, I was felicitated by Dr. Abdul Kalam in the year 2012. And I have my another mentor, Dr. Nityanand, who is a very well known person there, with whom I interacted a lot. And he is Padma Shri Dr. Nityanand. Next, please. I'll start since I am supposed to work on industry perspective. I thought let me just share on the India part. The India part is the growth is very significant. There are a lot of opportunities there for India. Healthcare industry is currently in 2020 it's about $280 billion, and this is the pharmaceutical sector, which is almost $55 billion in 2020 as per the McKinsey report. And if you look at the per capita consumption of drugs in India, it's almost $3, which is among the lowest in the world, while the Japan is $412, Germany. This is all public information there, and everybody would know about it. But if you look at the generics part, almost 40% of US generics are given by India, 25% in Europe, and almost 60% of vaccines that are produced worldwide, they are from India. If we look at pharma, which has grown from $4 billion to $41 billion in the last 2 decades, and it is expected by 2030, it will be $130 billion, which means there is a significant growth potential as far as India is concerned, as far as there is a need of pharma people there for putting or delivering or working on dosage forms. India rates higher than other countries' manufacturing cost of USAID plant in India, which is almost 50% lower in US and in Europe. If we look at outsourcing part on R&D and manufacturing side, you will see, since the low R&D costs are there and market dynamics are driving for outsourcing due to spiraling cost and expiring patents and skill demand. And if we look at the challenges there is India advantage. We need to work on the India advantage. Then the backward integration, global quality norms, research and development and quality, talent pool, high-end instrumentation and biological efficacy study centers, increasing regulatory requirements and compliance. These are the challenges. If we do the SWOT analysis, there is advantages, there are strengths there are weaknesses there, trends, opportunities and threats are there. Many are there which is driving the growth of pharmaceutical industry. Dr. Rupkar mentioned about the innovation, even Mr. Adlakha mentioned about the innovation. Instead of molecule-centric, people are going with patient-centric, and a lot of innovation is getting there, and there what lies the innovation, and it makes difference from what generic industry is to innovator industry. Look at what type of innovations are taking place. You will see that reducing dosage frequency, creating pediatric formulations, reducing tablets size, taste masking, new indication, new strengths, FDC, reducing pill burden, compliance back, creating information technology into the dosage form, and also the tablets, ODT, ODF, food effect, depot injection. These are the innovative differentiation which we see quite often there. And what we see, since I have been attached to the universities there, I see people are not taking much interest in these areas. Whereas this is one of the significant area which is required by the industry. And whenever we interview the students, we don't see that knowledge or that capability into those students there, while they can do it, provided once they are trained. Next, please. Yeah. If we look at the options, normally what we see on NCE, super generics, super generics, complex generics, vanilla generics, and generics. And when you interact with the students, they don't know what is super generics or super generics, or they don't know the process, how to develop even to there. So I thought let me just put this: the success rate, cost efficiency, exclusivity, complexities, time to completion, etc. These are the reasons which I thought I would share it, because lot many teachers or students are here, so let them know about this. Since there are a lot of opportunities into this area, maybe we can train the students, we can tell them, look, you can work on it. There are opportunities, lot many opportunities are into this. The trends in drug delivery, what is happening currently? There are lot many things happening in the industry. People are doing it. If we look at unmet medical needs which are there, whether reducing the Cmax or no food effect, like Flobaxtra, we're using the CAST technology. Increasing residence time, reduce the dosing frequency, topicals, or the eye drops, reducing side effects, regulation, improving compliance, then the new indication, then the change in route of delivery, and the information technology in drug delivery. I thought let me just give one example so that people look at it and maybe they get some thought process when they are working on MPharm project or PhD project. Let's look at Flomax to Flomextra. Yamanouchi designed a new controlled delivery system, which is oral controlled absorption system, which is called OCAS, which has potential to better control the release during passage of GIT, including colon. And you could see it here into the OCAS versus the conventional gel matrix. When this tamsulosin was launched, there was issue of frequent urination. And this was attributed due to this high Cmax. And in this OCAS technology, the Cmax was reduced to lower this part, so that the side effect of frequent urination was minimized. Not only that, the fasting and fed condition was okay, which means the drug can be taken with whether it is fasting or fed condition, you can take the drug. Earlier, when this product was launched, the product was to be taken with the food. The food effect was seen there. Now, the new product, which is Flomextra, this you can see the PK profile there. There is no change, it is the same, whether it is to be taken with food or without food. Next. Then we go to the next one, the pegylation part, protein polymer conjugates. Taking PEG to protein is called pegylation. By increasing the molecular mass of protein and peptide and shielding them from proteolytic enzyme, pegylation improves pharmacokinetics. PEG intron requires 1 injection per week compared to 3 injection or 4 injection of intron A. Let's take another one on the residence time. Increasing the residence time. Lamisil once was launched, which is here. Lamisil was first and the only product, only one single application. And with one single application, it film onto the skin. After 3 days, the film disappears, but the active ingredient terbinafine remains in the skin. The film quickly delivers terbinafine to the stratum corneum at 60 minutes after application. 16 to 80% of the drug is of the applied dose will be present in the stratum corneum. Delivery progresses continuous and terbinafine persists in the stratum corneum for up to 13 days at the level which are in excess of in vitro MIC. Systemic viability is very low. Kills out the fungus causing the infection instead of inhibiting its growth. Next please. Yeah, I'm supposed to do that. Again, ophthalmic, increased resistance time. We have seen number of products which are based on sol gel theory, and where the residence time is increased in the eyes, so the drug is released over a period of time. The next is clindamycin zinc. It is a resident technology which utilizes zinc ion to produce a reservoir of drug to increase the efficacy of topically applied products and to reduce the effects. With this, what happens is the application which is twice a day becomes once a day. And we use this technology on clarithromycin and launch that product from Ranbaxy. 39 microsphere gels, Retin-A micro of 39 gel of Messrs. Ortho Dermatological US 0.04% and 0.1%. With microsphere, its release is slow and avoids an epidermal overload and contributes to improved skin tolerability and reduces skin irritancy. Shine compared to Retin-A, which means the side effects are minimized with the microspheres drug delivery system. Then we come to fixed dose combinations. Fixed dose combination, we know there are a number of drugs which when you have a cardiovascular issues or when you have diabetes or when somebody is having AIDS, there are a lot of drugs which are to be taken there. So instead of taking number of multiple pills, you can take fixed dose combinations and go with this or reduce the pill burden there. Recently, the pill which is antiretroviral pill, which is tenofovir, lamivudine, dolutegravir, is very popular to the AIDS patients there. It is one pill which is taken there, but it is to be taken every day and it becomes a pain on the company side. So recently, Medicines Patent Board and University of Washington has signed a license agreement for investigational long-acting injectable drug examination candidate, which is subcutaneous monthly injection from one tablet taken daily. Let's get to the dosage reduction part. This is a very interesting example of fenofibrate. When fenofibrate was launched, it was 300 milligram capsules, and then it was reduced to 200 milligram capsules, which was micronized. Then it came to 160 milligram supra-available formulation, which is Triglide of Sky Pharma. Then it was 145 milligram nanonized formulation, Tricor of FB, and then 120 milligram Salix. There are opportunities in such situation where the drug was highly insoluble. We also worked on silver sulfadizing. Silver sulfadizing was Silverex was the leading brand of Ranbaxy, so now Sun. And we had 1% cream, and we worked on dose rejection, and using nanotechnology, we could reduce the dosage to 0.5%. And this product has been recently launched in India. Use of information technology. We say India is a hub of information technology. People are doing a lot of work on this part. Aripipraz with ingestible sensor was launched say about 3 years back, and a lot of work is going into this area. The product name is Abilify MySight, and the sensor technology and patch are made by Proteus Digital Health. In this case, what happens is the US FDA approved this first drug in the US with a digital injection system. Abilify MySight has an ingestible sensor embedded that records the medication was taken. That you take tablet into the body, get a message to the wearable patch saying that somebody has taken the medication, at what time they have taken medication. Because this particular pill is taken in schizophrenia cases of acute treatment of manic and mixed episodes associated with bipolar disorders. And these patients they normally try to forget, or they try to throw the tablets there. But with this technology, you know that the patient has taken the tablet daily and at what time they have taken. This information not only goes with the caregiver, it goes to the patient. The systems by sending it so that patients can track the ingestion of the medication on their smartphone. Patient can also permit their caregivers and physicians to access the information through a web-based portal, which means if a patient has not taken medication, you would know it, saying that patient has not taken. Wherever such information is required, wherever such maybe we can use this technology. And when students are being taught, maybe they can give this example, they can work out on this part, saying that maybe since India is IT hub, you can use this technology, while there are a number of products already under development in this area. 3D printing, everybody talks about 3D printing. Whenever there would be discussion on the solid dosage form, what is going on 3D printing, where things are, how things are happening, should we buy a 3D printer? A lot of things are being discussed there. Applicia was a company which is a global leader in 3D printing pharmaceuticals manufacturing, received their first approval in 3D printing levetiracetam, which is the brand name is Spiritum, and first 3D printing pharmaceutical approved by the FDA. It was launched, and now there are a number of companies already working on this. People are working on rare drug disease formulations, and there are different printing technology platforms are there. You can always look at this. You can, in case you have interest, one can get to the details there. Coming to the nanotechnology part, and we worked on. I worked on this apripitant, apripitant as nanocrystals, megastrol as nanocrystals, rapamune, tricor, triglide, fenofibrate as this, and silver sulfate is already spoken there. There are a lot of opportunities there on the nanotechnology front. I'm sharing these examples so that that can trigger the thoughts to the teachers or the students, those who are sitting here, and maybe they can look at that. The next is Abraxane, and surfactant-based formulation is due. Then there is a multifunctional drug delivery system. It is switched from parenteral to pre-oral application, or multi-unit dosage form based on combination of synergistic molecules in microparticles. and temporary reversible, safe biofunctionalities in a localized area by using grass excipient and standard manufacturing process. One can look at gastrointestinal targeting, absorption promoter, inhibition of digesting enzyme, mucocompatibility, etc. There was a case study where desmopressin results in vivo, big study was there, nanoclidinide, 7-fold increase in bioavailability. Then is medicine technology, which is a depot injection. It is developed PLA-based polymer platform technology. It is ideal for small molecules with poor aqueous solubility. Hydrophobicity is positively correlated to positive action duration. Drug loading is 0.5 to 15%. And flexibility formulation can be optimized for each API to achieve duration and release profile. And formulation is stable at RT. I had a chance to interact with these people and work with this company, and it's a very promising area. One can look at the depot injections on it. The next one is making injection to nasal. This in comparison to parental route, this is a much easier part. We have seen even the vaccines, which we talked about, have come that way. Initially, it was all needle-based, and now people are talking about the nasal route also. And then there are a number of ways one can look at it from oral to this. This is a publication in the Lancet Global Health, where I worked on to put a project there, and this publication has been accepted in Lancet Journal, and soon you will see this article coming here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this valuable information.
Now, I would introduce our next distinguished speaker, Mr. Saurabh Arora. Dr. Saurabh Arora is the head of contract testing and research business at Arbro and Orica since 2005. He has also designed and set up 6 other state-of-art testing laboratories in New Delhi, Manesar, Baddi, and Bangalore. He is currently leading a team of over 750 scientists and professionals who work in different laboratories. In 2017 to 19, he has executed the designing, upgradation, and operation of the National Food Laboratory in Triple P with the Food Safety and Standard Authorities of India. He has invented and patented commercialized nanotechnology-based delivery system for curcumin, SNIC 30, the cause of turmeric. He has a passion of sharing and spreading knowledge for this. He has founded and established a food safety helpline, which helps the food industry to stay up to date and understand and implement the requirements of the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006. So let's welcome Dr. Saurabh Arora to motivate all of us with his experiences. Please give a huge round of applause.
So very good afternoon. I know it's almost lunchtime and I can see everybody moving in and out of the venue. So I'll try and keep it lively and loud so that you stay interested. So it's a real honor to be here. And my first slide is actually going to be, can you please change the slide? I can change it from here. Oh, that's fine. So that's what we're in front of teachers, my teachers and teachers at large. So I think all of the world really needs to thank all of you and those who have been here before you, because it is because of the teachers that India is self-sufficient in terms of medicines and healthcare. We don't have to rely on imports and worry about, whether I will get my blood pressure medicine tomorrow or not. And it is the reason why India is the pharmacy of the world, because our teachers, our institutions have created the manpower which is needed to drive, run, grow the industry. It would not have been possible without the contribution of the countless teachers and institutions. The teachers, our teachers, have created generations of industrial pharmacists. We take making tablets for granted today. Any child fresh out of college can go and start making tablets, which is not so obvious to most of the world. Even today, China is struggling to enter and grow its formulation business. They're poaching talent. They're looking for you to move to Shanghai, who have standards, because they said first we must have medicines available for all of us, and then scale up the regulations to match our needs, not to copy what the world is doing blindly. We have our teachers to thank for creating an army of marketeers who have driven the pharmaceutical industry. Without marketing, without sales, you can't do anything. Even as an individual, as a teacher, you need to know how to market yourself, to present your skills, your capabilities, and what you can do. If you can't do that, jungle mein more nacha, kisne dekha? So thank you to our teachers for creating the market. They have given us the researchers. Today, we are competitive globally. We are fighting tooth and nail with the industry all over the world. We have 40% market share in US. Easy for us. We can talk about it. You really need to go out and talk to people in other lives, how rich our knowledge and our education system is. And so many of us, there are 3,000 institutions, 1 lakh is coming out every year. This planet of 8 billion that the knowledge we have, and we have our teachers to thank for that. The innovators, we do so much of things, so many new formulations, new approaches in everything that we're doing. So I thank you, the teachers, for helping us to become what we are. Now, what do we need to do? Before that, again, further more appreciation. Education is a real tough job, and I really commend you guys for doing this job well. We must realize that I feel that you are driving the entire direction of profession. What ideas you are planting, what things you are focusing on is driving what the industry will do. So if we will keep on talking about formulation and generics, that's what the next generations will do. You have to adapt what you are teaching and how you are teaching to meet the needs of the country, which are changing. Today, it's not just formulations. In formulation, 65% capacity utilization is there. Plants are over capacity today. But if you look at other things, APIs, excipients, backward integration, there is so much to do. So the focus needs to change and adapt. Then there are the changing needs of nature of the students. So I was at College of Pharmacy, dipped through a few weeks back. So I was talking to the students. So I said, what do you want to do? So the student very clear, sir, paise kamane. Those are the needs of the students, and it is good that they're clear. I did not have that clarity, but now that they're clear, how do you link it to what we are teaching them? So, okay, you want to make money? Ask the students, how much money do you want to make? And by what time do you want to make this money? Then the second person quoting Stephen Covey today, when I say we must end with the end in mind. Our students must be told how what they're learning is linked to their end objective. If they want to make money, they want to make how much money, how they will make it, what career path they need to take, and in that path, how what they're learning today interplays. I was very fortunate. I am very fortunate. My father had established a pharmaceutical company. So when I came into the pharmacy, it was, matter of fact for me. The first day unit operation class, what ma'am was teaching me, I knew, ye wahan kaam aayega. When I was being taught, Mushir Ali sir was talking jurisprudence, I knew, अरे हाँ ये तो होता है, प्रॉब्लम होती है, अप्लाई करना होता है, केसेस भी होते हैं. So that correlation to the end, what I was going to do and I am doing today as a pharmacist, enabled me to absorb and learn, because I knew ये मेरे काम आएगा. It was not just something कि हम देना है, आज पढ़ लिया, कल पेपर में दिया और भूल गए. It was an asset for me because I could correlate it to the end of what I am going to do, and I have been doing and I will be doing for a long time. So the teachers, innovation, and link it to what they really want to do in life. I feel that is a big gap. Our curriculum is wonderful. Our teachers are amazing. And it is wonderful that we're taught so many things. COVID came. I'm a pharmacist. I got an opportunity to run a COVID lab at Bangalore Airport. I was not afraid. I remembered Ehtisham sir's class. He taught PCR and real-time PCR. Simple. It's nothing complicated. I took the challenge. I set up a COVID testing lab in 40 days and I ran the lab because I was able to use it. So the students need to be told chapter that we are teaching you. It is an industry in itself. You can create 1,000 jobs in every chapter, on every topic, every subject that you're learning. Once they absorb that, they will absorb the information. से पैसा बनेगा, ये मेरे को आना चाहिए. If that is what their passion is. Not true for everybody. People still want to serve humanity. People still want to create the next generation, and that's why we have our teachers. Those are driven by different things. So we must do. So what I feel we need to do, we need to change the bag of have and start talking about the future requirements. We need to talk about self-sufficiency in terms of raw materials in the country, which is a big challenge as we move forward. And it is a huge opportunity. Import substitution in the field of to create so much wealth we cannot imagine. Pharmaceutical industry creates the most number of billionaires outside of IT. IT सबको पता है, हम भूल जाते हैं. फार्मा से सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट नंबर ऑफ बिलियनियर्स आया है. अगले यहाँ से आएंगे. Students need to be told this. We need to put this in their brains. These are the opportunities, and you need to focus on your medicinal chemistry. Don't forget your reactions and interconversions. They're going to help you in life. We need to talk to them about digital transformation. This is changing. It is going to change everything. A lot of jobs which are high paying today are going to disappear with artificial intelligence coming. We were talking about our written English skills. You open up GPT-3, it's a software. You write any nonsense in it and tell it to convert it into a formal letter. It will do that. There is a wonderful example of Lumber origin. He was not getting work in the US because he could not write an email. So he made a simple thing. He sends an email to his Gmail. Sanjeev, tomorrow come your home. But it is treated through artificial intelligence and it becomes, respected Peter sir, I will come to your home tomorrow thanking you, Sanjeev. So that communication gap is not going to be there in 1 year from today. This is not 10 years. We need to learn and take the digital transformation and embrace these tools to make these things our strengths and break away from our weaknesses. Not only in communication, in marketing, digital transformation in operations. Children don't know anything about ERP, about logistics. You know, these are such big areas. Supply, IITs and other industries are coming and sitting in pharma and doing these things because our guys don't know this. In drug discovery, in development, everywhere digital is there. So we need to teach the children about the tools rather than just relying. So I tell you an example. Dr. Arvind Bansal, my guide at NIPER, he told me one thing. He said, Saurabh, now the time has changed. तुम्हें कुछ याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं याद रखो, बट तुम्हें ये पता होना चाहिए कि इसका जवाब मिलेगा कहाँ. So we are in that era that we need to know how to find the answers using digital tools and then apply them. The skills of application are more important than के सारा याद करना. We need to look at and educate our pharmacists to focus on their greater role in patient care. If we will be transactional only in terms of prescription, the 1 mg, the Pharmeasy, they will do it much better and at much larger scale. What we have to realize is what is our strength. We have to tell the children, tell the students in patient care, developing the relationships, as sir said very well, guiding the patients and adding value which artificial intelligence or softwares cannot do is where we have to focus. Otherwise, a pharmacist is not going to be of much use. Watson's model is going to be much better at predicting the wrong dosage or drug incompatibility. It is the human touch and what we add as a service provider, as a human being, is what's going to be important. So we need to tell that to our students. Lastly, a very, very big task for our academics. This is beyond education. I want that our academics, like global universities, should become the powerhouse for innovation. Unfortunately, even today, the pharmaceutical industry is not investing as much in drug discovery in India. You all know recently drug discovery programs that 2 companies have been closed. They've shut down everything to do with NCE. Who is going to do it? Who is going to take that risk? We have to move beyond our infatuation with the US market and what they need and look at our needs, look at the needs of the tropical countries and work on drug discovery with government funding and creating centers for excellence for innovation within institutions. Globally, the latest products, the latest groundbreaking technologies are coming from academia. Why can't we do it? Our people are going and setting up wonderful innovative labs in foreign universities and creating amazing intellectual property. So why can't we do it? So I say, take on the high risk, high reward projects. Focus on doing this. This will take the education also to a different level altogether because the students will have the end in mind, what they have to achieve, what they need to bring out. Thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivational words.
Our next speaker of the day is Miss Nidhi Agarwal. Dr. Nidhi Agarwal is currently working as Assistant Secretary, Haryana State Board of Technical Education, Panchkula. She has teaching and research experience of more than 18 years. She has been granted 2 patents on her name. She has published many research publications in various international journals like International Journals of Pharmaceutics, AAPS Pharm, SciTech Journal of Biomedical Nanotechnology, Colloidals and Surfaces, Biointerfaces, etc. Now I request Ms. Nidhi Agarwal, ma'am, to share her views.
Very good afternoon to all the eminent guests over here, to the organizers and the colleagues, principals and other participants for the day. Before me, many speakers have enlightened the audience today and I don't think I have been left with much to share. However, I wish to share my own personal experiences through this platform which has been given to me by BS and Anandpuriya Institutes. As a teacher, as a pharmacy professional, I wish to share that when we see our own childhood, like beside parents, we just had one word, like what our parents used to ask, what you learned at your school today. Oh yes, my teacher taught this. And whenever our parents or our siblings, elder siblings, they pointed out, no, this is wrong. I think everyone would agree that the straight answer would be, no, you're wrong, my teacher is right. She can never be wrong. So the level of trust, a small child who doesn't know anything outside the family, who just blindly puts in faith in their teacher, so he is not really willing to accept the thing that teacher can be wrong at any time. So my friends, I just wish to say that the trust, what Professor Gajendra has discussed within his address for the day, and like some sort of bonding. I don't say that I agree, we are burdened with many things. We have to have our CV strengthened, the number of research publications, or the number of masters or PhD students we are guiding. Everyone has the professional, you can say, eagerness, or they wish to share that, okay, I have my own identity. But what's more important is that from a student's perspective, if your student is not comfortable, I think if we just say, okay, tell me what's your issue, I am there to solve it. Even if you say these simple lines to your student, you make hell lot of difference. Like I've taught many students, I have taught diploma students, degree students, masters, and even had chance to work with my colleagues during PhD. So everyone at every age has a different emotional and a mental requirement. A student coming from a rural background in diploma would have certain other requirements. Say they can't afford residential hostels due to financial constraints, and I think everyone would agree that a student opting for diploma education as on date has just financial crunch. You may find very fertile minds in the diploma classes, but the only practical issue is the money. They don't have that much finance. So just when you agree to them, when you listen to them, okay, they have to commute, they cannot sit from 9 to 5, but at the same time the student would have eagerness to learn. They are not also willing to miss their classes. Some are very bright students. So this is where we have to put in our efforts. What as mentors, as faculty, or even as the institutional administrators, we can look into it. We can make some flexible kind of approach for these kind of students who are really self-motivated. And then coming on to the next part is what I believe that as teachers, we should always focus that whatever we are delivering through our classrooms should be accurate, should be very appropriate. Because it's very easy to learn, but at the same time, it's very difficult to make a wrong thing unlearned by anybody. Be it me, be it you, because I share an example from my childhood. My grammar teacher, she corrected a wrong sentence in my copy. And it took me ages. Like, if it didn't, I had a third form. And throughout my life, so even up to metric, I was like, she had corrected it. It would have been okay. But it took me ages, and my mother and my other mentors, whom I met during my senior classes, they had really made an effort to make me unlearn that wrong thing. So, while building trust, we should always focus that we are accurate, we are appropriate, and if we don't, okay, it's okay. At times even I don't have my lectures prepared, but then it doesn't mean that that would be potentially harmful for the next generations. We should avoid that. And I would share very beautiful instances from my PhD lab. Like as a research fellow, my guide, late Professor Shishu, she is no more with us. She had a very flexible approach. She always asked her students that, okay, you come up with your research projects. She never had anything imposing or impulsive, ki no, you have to carry on with this particular subject for research. No, it was just because that to create some curiosity. Okay, what potential, what capability, what idea a student can bring to me. So we need to have this approach also. And I'll share a very beautiful example. One of the colleagues, he was in the other lab. He was working on an anti-tubercular drug for meningeal tuberculosis. And it was a very nice topic. It appealed to every one of us. And we asked, what is the origin of this research topic? It's a very tough one. What do you think where this topic will lead you to? He shared that his mother suffered this disease. And his guide gave an opportunity to explore the molecules to come up with some novel drug delivery system for curing the meningeal tuberculosis. So as teachers, every one of us has shared that we have plethora of information available. A small child who doesn't know how to read or write, they can unlock their smartphones, they can play games, they can watch cartoons. So it's there. It's by default. Generation is so smart. We really need to give space to the student. We should understand. Because see, they may come up with some idea. It's a beginner's mind. I hope you must have heard about a Japanese word, Shoshin. It's the beginner's mind. A beginner's mind is really full of opportunities, which I might have closed the doors to say, okay, I'm busy with my family, with my life, and I've stopped thinking on the innovation part for some while for now. And maybe when I go back today, I again open up those doors after such a beautiful interactive sessions during this day. But we need to give them space. We can be the direction, we can show them the direction. We can be the torch bearers for their path. We can tell them, okay, through our previous knowledge, that this may not work out. We have such research constraints. We have certain administrative or funding constraints. But we should really never kill their innovative mindset or their curiosity. And I don't wish to annoy anyone, but what I have closely read in many research articles and observed that at times, for the sake of submitting our thesis or for publishing our research papers, we are pressurized to compromise with the result outcomes. So I think all the colleagues, the principals, the faculty members would agree that it's okay if we are failing. Like Einstein, he developed 100 ways not to develop a filament bulb. We should acknowledge that and we should record that so that somebody else is not wasting their time or energy. That's very useful because see, if I have a negative outcome which I just forged, okay, I got a very good publication in some renowned peer-cited journal, but with the same work, I approach some industry. I try to befool them. Okay, I have a very good result data, and we can go for sale. That would be ethically wrong. That would be really wrong. Now try to imagine if such products, if they are reaching us through market, what kind of havoc they will create. So I believe everyone in the audience would agree to this. I mean, besides, educating our students for the goodness, for everything, ethics are very important. If it doesn't work, let it be. Doesn't mind, we'll put it on the... It's okay. It will serve as a reference for the other persons to be, who are following, who are falling, and for the next batches to come. And Professor Khar, I would like to share that since the institute is performing so well, and moreover we are having a geographical, you can say, advantage in this region. So I really wish that the institute tries to think about some innovation incubation center like set up in the premises with the help of Professor Gajendra. Dr. Saurabh is there, Dr. Arora is there, and Rajiv Mathur was there in the previous session. So because even the Haryana State Board has initiated this thought process, and we are really trying hard that what best can be done, because entrepreneurship is need of the hour. We cannot sustain, we cannot survive without that. And as pharmacists, I believe every one of us is an entrepreneur in our own very self. Like it's a different equation that we have chosen teaching or some kind of administrative job for any reason, but we are self-sufficient in our own and we can really be job givers to a number of people in our community. We can be real community builders. I had a visit at Chitkara University, sir. They have built up a very good incubation center. It was really impressive, and what I wish to share is that one of the students of Professor Gurpreet Kaur from Punjabi University, Patiala, he has come up with certain, you can say, products from phytochemical origin. And the basic testing, trying and approvals have been done, and now he is in the last stage of trials and marketing. We had an opportunity to meet that student and just go through the range, what kind of products he has developed. So I think we can do a lot of work in this area because we have a good premises, good infrastructure, and we can mark some space definitely. And we have Mr. Adlakha from HP, Haryana State Pharmacy Council. I would request our Pharmacy Council to extend support, and we can have a word with our secretary also that whatever kind of support from HSBT is required, like the agencies, the administrative setup can work mutually. And we can really come up with something very sound and very good because we do need innovation. It is there. We just need to show the path. It's already there. The potential is there with our students. None is lacking in potential. It's just that it is diversified. We just have to channelize their path and realize their potentials, bring them on the track, and the end result would be really wonderful. Thank you. With these words, I wish to thank the organizers and the experts on the dais. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening patiently.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your views with us. I request Dr. Yashpal Singla to conclude this scientific session.
Dr. Singla, Dr. Singla, please, sir. Can you permit me to make some comments? Hello. It's not working. Please have seat for 2 minutes. It's working.
Sir, please have seat. See, unfortunately, I missed 80% lecture of Professor. I thought Dr. Saurav that he would speak again as it is being discussed. And Dr. Nidhi to look at the, and I think Arbro would be requested to fund, because without funding innovation cannot come. Incubation centers you want to start. So what we can do, because the owner of the organization is sitting here, the young entrepreneur, so we can request him, because State Pharmacy Council or government may not be able to fund so much. Sir, kindly do that so that we come up with flying colors. Number one. Number two, Adlaka sir is here. Sir, okay. We'll request you also, because yes, fine. Mutually, we'll request you. Thank you, sir. Now, what Dr. Nidhi was talking is substance, because innovation is a very serious profession. Teaching is a very serious profession. It is not fun. It is not barber shop that you go and your hair was not dressed properly. Use the hair again to somebody else and would get your hair dressed properly. It is not like that. Here is a system where the molecules are being taught to these students. And these molecules, they are like thalidomide molecules, which can put the person in trouble. You know, the persons who are having ages between 58 years, 65 years, they are suffering from thalidomide problem. And many pregnant ladies, they consumed that molecule to the children who are limbless. But it did not happen in America, because the Drugs Controller General of America did not permit thalidomide to get into the operation in US. So there's nobody in US suffering from that molecule. So teaching is a very serious profession, and if you are taught wrongly, the honesty goes. Somebody told. Dr. Nidhi reported. I am also telling one of the issues which I faced during my B.Pharm. Somebody was teaching me physical pharmacy, solid in solid solution. Solid is double verification is required today. And you have got so much infrastructure and technology to verify information. I was being taught solid in solid solution. I raised a question. Dr. Saurav, you have been taught by Bansal in Naipur. Just see, the teacher told me that sodium chloride and sugar, if they are together, it is solid in solid solution. Everybody agreed in the class. I got up and asked which is the solvent and which is the solute, if 50 gram is sodium chloride and 50 gram is sugar. Then the teacher replied that you sit down. I remember that date. The teacher told me, sit down, you don't know anything. The solvent is a liquid. And you go Remington Pharmaceutical Sciences, then you will know what nonsense you are asking. So, my dear teachers, it is very important. If commit mistake, please agree that we have committed a mistake. Only then the honesty will propagate, otherwise no. Please. And you know, I am trying to burn the hearts of the people. Today is a situation. Here, Professor Arora is sitting. The morning he is in India, and lunch he takes in Hong Kong, and dinner he takes in US. Just see how fast he is moving. Correct? Try to get burnt with this information. He doesn't wish to go to airport today. Vomiting. He starts vomiting. So please try to work very hard. And a day will come, young teachers, I am telling you, that you should take information from them. Thank you very much.
Hello. Yeah. I just want to extend to what Dr. Gajinder Singh mentioned and what Nidhi also mentioned about the Center of Excellence. Maybe instead of calling it Center, maybe Vision Center of Excellence. Mr. Adlakha is here and Arbro is here. Maybe the first center could be created at Rohtak itself. If agree to for the innovation center, and that's number one. Now, if you look at the pharma industry as such in today's scenario and how it's going to happen, say another 30 years from now. Reading report on Thoraya report was there. He said, how do you see pharmaceutical industry in 2060? There are things which are going on today, may not exist that time. Like the areas which they are talking about is personalized medication. They are talking about drugs for rare diseases. In today's scenario, if you look at the drugs which are there for rare disease, very, very few companies are doing it because the number of patients are not to that extent. And those children, they die in when they are born, basically. Those are inborn diseases are there. So they say that by 2060, there will be clear big market for such products, which means the rare drugs disease which will be for which the medication are currently being imported, they would be available in India to the patients there. I know one example that there is an injectable product which is being manufactured by Indian companies and being exported to US country, but when it comes to India, it is almost $50,000 injection. When you look at the cost of that injection, it will not cost more than 5,000 rupees. But when it comes to India, through importation, it is $50,000. I will give another example. There is a drug which is there, which is not being manufactured so far in India, and it's again is for tyrosinemia, and that is being imported in India. It is 6,000 rupees a tablet. Look at the patient, those who are from rickshaw puller or the poor class of people, it is very difficult for them. This is the second area which is going to be there. The people, those who wants to do it for future, they want to work on this. There are areas like nucleic acid. I was there at Freiburg. There was a meeting there on the rare diseases. And I was seeing that lot many people, all the new organizations which are coming up there, they all are working on either rare drugs diseases or the nucleic acid or to the DNA and RNA part. And a lot of work is going to the biologicals too. Maybe we could look at those areas which are going to be there, the need of the hour into, may not be the current trends which are there, may not be there to that extent, but we could look at 2060 requirement and start teaching students to look into those areas. Thank you so much.
I wish incubation innovation center.
मीटिंग थी ना, तो मैंने कहा वो सौरभ साहब यहाँ पे हैं तो इनको यहीं से पकड़ लेते हैं ना, वहाँ फिर ऑनलाइन पकड़ना मुश्किल हो जाता है.
Good afternoon to all of you. Pharmacy Council. I am also grateful to all the teachers coming from far distance. It is really a matter of great pride and privilege for me to chair a scientific session. Dr. Saurabh Arora and Dr. Nidhi Agrawal delivered a wonderful talks. We had a very good interactive scientific session. Dr. Vinod Arora not only enlightened us about the various opportunities of Indian pharma industry, but also the challenges faced by the pharma industry. Innovation differentiates between a leader and a follower, according to Dr. Arora. Moreover, Dr. Arora, in his talk, enlightened us about the fixed dose combinations, dose reduction, use of information technology, nanotechnology, moreover the multifunctional drug delivery systems, by quoting or by illustrating various examples. Thank you, Dr. Arora, for a nice talk. Then our second talk was of Dr. Saurabh Arora, upon the role of pharmacy educators in the contemporary era. According to Dr. Saurabh Arora, why India is the pharmacy of the world? It is just because of our teachers. He emphasized upon that we have 40% market share in US because of our learned teachers and students. Likewise, thank you. And
She talked about the various issues. Particularly, she stressed upon the innovation and incubation idea in pharmacy. And I am happy to announce you that Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology recently, a day before yesterday, started the Innovation and Incubation Center. With the help of RUSA, 50 crore grant is given by the RUSA, and we have started an incubation center in the university. Thank you. So according to Nidhi, it is very easy to learn, but very difficult to learn the wrong things. I think Nidhi enlightened us about the various evils in the research also. Thank you, Dr. Nidhi Agarwal. Again, I am also thankful to our President, Dr. Dhanesh Adlakha, for organizing this continuing pharmacy education program in this wonderful campus, BS Anangpuria. And also this is a unique idea of Dr. Adlakha to organize this CP program exclusive for the teachers. Thank you, Dr. And I am again thankful to all my speakers. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Siddharth Sahai to conclude the scientific session.
Well, on the onset, I'll thank B.S. Angarpuria Institute and Haryana State Pharmacy Council for creating such a new platform where only the educators are being taken care for in the CP, because usually a CP which is handed over is a mix of all the professionals, majorly taken care by the pharmacists, by the teachers. And it's a great idea, because here with such kind of an innovation we can really make a need-based things happen, because the need of a teacher cannot be a need of a pharmacist. They are entirely different, right? A pharmacist may only need to know some jurisprudence or some few of the dispensing things, nothing more than that. So his CP can be designed in that fact, and a CP for an educator needs an endless things. Like Dr. Arora has enlightened us, Dr. Saurabh has enlightened us, Dr. Nidhi has enlightened us. They may not be the requirement for a pharmacist. So it's a great idea. We really thank HSPC for it. We really thank Dr. Khar, Dr. Shiv to take the initiative. It had been a nice interaction all over here. And we know all the colleges are working on an industrial academia correlation. It's a need of the hour. This is why India is lacking its innovation beyond the word. If we have this bridge, India is no bar to have the innovation in place. So with the concluding words, I'll thank both the organizers, HSPC and B.S. Angarpuria, for such a great initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would request Dr. Yashpal Singla and Dr. Siddharth Sahai to present a memento to Dr. Vinod Arora. Please give a huge round of applause, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. I again request sir to present a memento to Dr. Saurabh Arora. Thank you, sir. I again request sir to present a memento to Dr. Nidhi Agarwal. Thank you, sir and ma'am. I request Dr. R.K. Khar and Shri Dhanesh Adhaka ji to come over the dais to present a memento to Dr. Yashpal Singla and Dr. Siddharth Sahai. Please, everyone, please give a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you all the guests on the dais for your gracious presence in the scientific session of today's event. Thank you, sir.
डॉक्टर अरोड़ा, सॉरी, मैं एक छोटी सी बात, पीछे अभी बात होते होते ये बात आई कि पंजाब और राजस्थान के बच्चों की रजिस्ट्रेशन बंद की हुई है। जिन बच्चों की रजिस्ट्रेशन बंद की हुई है वो बच्चे हैं जो ऑलमोस्ट नॉन अटेंडिंग हैं फार्मेसी प्रोफेशन में, जिनको कुछ नहीं आता। मैं आपको इस बात का पूरा वो देता हूँ कि लखनऊ प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी है, चंडीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी है, डिपसार है, हमदर्द यूनिवर्सिटी है, हिंदुस्तान के अंदर बहुत है, राजस्थान यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हेल्थ साइंसेज है। ऐसा कोई बच्चा इन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ का मेरे पास पेंडिंग हो तो मैं रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले लूँगा, लेकिन फॉर फ्रॉड यूनिवर्सिटीज़, फॉर फ्रॉड आई एम वेरी मच स्ट्रिक्ट। मेरे चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब और मैं इस मामले में बड़े क्लियर हैं कि अपने को इस चीज़ में दबाव नहीं मानना। और जो प्रिंसिपल्स और प्रोफेसर्स को मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि यदि मैंने पंजाब खोल दिया तो आज हरियाणा के अंदर 92 कॉलेजेस हैं, 47 कॉलेज हम इस साल नए देने जा रहे हैं। यदि खोलते ही ये 135 वाला सिनेरियो जो है 65 पे आ जाएगा। और आपके प्रोफेशन के अंदर जो आप टीचर्स, लेक्चरर्स जो आज जॉब कर रहे हैं और अच्छे से एक सैलरी आपको इंस्टीट्यूशन दे पा रहे हैं, वो इसलिए दे पा रहे हैं कि मैं और मेरी पूरी टीम, डॉक्टर यशपाल सिंगला, हम लोग पूरी सख्ती के साथ काम कर रहे हैं कि इस प्रोफेशन के अंदर कहीं कोई चोर बाजारी का सिस्टम ना हो। तो मैं माफ़ी चाहूँगा, मुझे अभी 2-3 लोगों ने कहा कि जी मेरे राजस्थान का जानकर, सॉरी, कोई भी टीचर मुझसे अभी मतलब लंच करते हुए, डिनर करते हुए कभी भी ना कोई फ़ोन करे। आपका इंस्टीट्यूशन हरियाणा का है, हरियाणा से जिस बच्चे ने फार्मेसी करी है, हरियाणा स्टेट टेक्निकल एजुकेशन बोर्ड से करी है, महर्षि दयानंद यूनिवर्सिटी, पंडित भगवत दयाल शर्मा यूनिवर्सिटी से करी है, ऐसा कोई बच्चा मेरे पास पेंडिंग नहीं है। और मैंने कॉलेजेस से लिस्ट मांग करके कर दिया, वो भी मैंने पूछ लिया सब प्रिंसिपल से। अदर स्टेट्स के मामले में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, केवल दिक्कत उनको है, मैं नाम बोल देता हूँ। अभी सौरभ सर, मैंने 14 लोगों को अरेस्ट कराया, आप न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ेंगे, वो पढ़ेंगे। बोर्ड ऑफ स्कूल टेक्निकल एजुकेशन छत्तीसगढ़ 1,27,000 बच्चों को उन्होंने 12वीं करा दी, जिनका बोर्ड ही खुद नहीं है, वो ट्रस्ट है। और राजस्थान के अंदर और पंजाब के अंदर उन लोगों ने डी फॉर्म कर ली। रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए मुझे जब अप्लाई किया तो जब तुम्हारी 12वीं ही फेक है, तुमने 12वीं में ही साइंस नहीं पढ़ी, तुम्हारी 12वीं से साइंस कैसे मान लो। और जब उनसे पूछा तो कुछ नहीं था। तो ऐसे 3300 बच्चे हरियाणा के अंदर फार्मेसी के लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए आए, वो सब, एक भी बच्चा उनमें से कोई कॉलेज ऐसा नहीं है, मुझे इस बात की बड़ी खुशी है कि जिसने हरियाणा से फार्मेसी की है। वो सब लोग ऑलमोस्ट डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटियों से हैं। उन यूनिवर्सिटियों का नाम आप लोग उस न्यूज़पेपर में क्लिक करेंगे, आपको आ जाएगा। अभी 3 दिन पहले टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया ने पूरी स्टोरी छापी है। तो आप लोगों से कि इस प्रोफेशन के अंदर अच्छे से काम करना है, मुझे आपसे बहुत उम्मीद। मेरा ये टर्म जो नेक्स्ट 5 साल की शुरू होने जा रही है डॉक्टर गजेंद्र के आशीर्वाद से, 3 साल मैंने कंप्लीट कर लिए, तो मैं 5 साल रहूँगा यहाँ। और जो लोग ये सोचते हैं कि जल्दी चला जाएगा, मैं जाने वाला नहीं हूँ। थैंक यू सर।
फ्रॉड है उसको आप रोको
सर आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल कि जब भी मुझे आपसे मदद मिली और अच्छे से मिली और सोच के बड़े दबंगियत के साथ मिली, क्योंकि इस प्रोफेशन के अंदर अभी क्या हो रहा है, डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटियों को 120 सीट मिल गई, एडमिशन उसके हुए 20, 100 बच्चे खाली रह गए।
आपके पास +2 की मार्कशीट है, कौन से बैच में चाहिए? बी फॉर्म कौन से बैच में चाहिए? एम फॉर्म तो अभी स्टार्ट नहीं कर देना, लेकिन बी फॉर्म कौन से बैच में चाहिए? वो चीज़ मेरे से बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रही। मैं जाना पसंद कर लूँगा, मैंने मेरे हेल्थ मिनिस्टर को भी बता दिया, चीफ मिनिस्टर को बता दिया, और दोनों ने स्ट्रांगली कहा FIR दर्ज कराओ, अरेस्ट के लिए DGP से बात करो, कोई दिक्कत हो मुझसे बात करो। उसी सिनेरियो में 14 लोग गिरफ्तार हो गए। अब 39 प्रिंसिपल्स हैं जो पंजाब के हैं, जो अभी बेल करा के आए हैं। वो सोच लें कि वो छोड़ने वाला नहीं हो, केस चलेगा, चलाऊंगा, साल लगे 2 साल लगे, इट्स वेरी क्लियर। मैं आज फिर कह रहा हूँ कि आपका प्रोफेशन मेरा प्रोफेशन है, मेरा प्रोफेशन डॉक्टर सोना का, डॉक्टर अरोड़ा का है, सबका है, लेकिन फर्जी लोगों की सोच मत रखना, ना उनकी मदद की सोचना, ना मुझसे रिक्वेस्ट करना। अभी कोई कहने लगे यार मेरे मामा जी का बेटा है, मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं है, मेरा रियल ब्रदर भी हो, आई लीस्ट तो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू कि कभी भी आप सोचो कि लंच करते हुए लखा जी से बड़े अच्छे से हंस के बात हो गई थी और वो डाउन टू अर्थ थे, मेरी बात हो जाएगी, मैं उनके घर ले जाऊंगा, सॉरी, थैंक यू फॉर ऑल।
कम्युनिटी में मैं आप सब लोगों से भी हाथ जोड़कर माफ़ी मांगना चाहता हूं, जिन लोगों ने मुझे फ़ोन करा था कि सर अगर हम ना आ पाए तो आप हमारी सर्टिफिकेट भिजवा दीजिएगा। सर वी आर विद यू इन दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस। वी हैव एश्योर्ड कि जिसकी भी फिजिकल प्रेजेंस हुई है, जिसने भी CP अटेंड करी है, सिर्फ उसी को सर्टिफिकेट। तो जैसे सर ने कहा, मैं भी आपसे दोबारा हाथ जोड़कर विनती करता हूं कि कॉन्फ्रेंस के बाद आप ना तो अपने कलीग्स के लिए, ना अपने फ्रेंड्स के लिए, जिसने भी ये कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं लगाई है उसकी सर्टिफिकेट की रिक्वेस्ट ना करें। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Now we will start with our felicitation ceremony. I request Professor Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav and Dr. Roop Krishnan Khar to felicitate Shri Rohit Khanduja ji. I request Shri Dhanesh Adlakha ji to felicitate Dr. Aparna Rana, Advanced Institute of Pharmacy, Palwal. Dr. Arpana Rana. Mr. Parveen Verma, Modern College of Pharmacy. Ms. Parveen Verma. Dr. Parveen Kumar, Shri Ram College of Pharmacy. Dr. Parveen Kumar, Shri Ram College of Pharmacy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri Rohit Khanduja ji to felicitate Dr. Jitendra Singh, Lord Shiva College of Pharmacy, Sirsa. Dr. Jitendra Singh, Lord Shiva College of Pharmacy, Sirsa. प्लीज तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए सबका। डॉक्टर जगतार सिंह, लॉर्ड शिवा कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मेसी, सिरसा। थैंक यू सर। तालियां जोर से, मंच गूंज जाना चाहिए तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से। Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Vinod Arora to felicitate Dr. Ravi Malhotra, Pandit LR College of Pharmacy. Dr. Tarun Veermani, MBN University. I request Dr. Vinod Arora to please felicitate Dr. Tarun Veermani. Thank you, sir. Now I request Gajendra ji to felicitate Pawan Jalwal from Masna College of Pharmacy. Dr. Jyotina, Ansal University. Ansal University is now Sushant University. Dr. Dhirendra Puran Murthy College of Pharmacy. प्लीज सर तालियां बजाइए जोर से, खाना है सर। Now, thank you, sir. Now I request Miss Nidhi Agarwal, ma'am, to felicitate Dr. Deepti Pandita, Dipsar. Next, Dr. Vinay Lathar, Amity University. Dr. Vikas Jogpal, GD Goenka University.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. Now I request Dr. Saurabh Arora to felicitate Dr. Lavkesh Bhatia from Puran Murthy College of Pharmacy. Next is Mr. Davinder Kumar from College of Pharmacy, PGIMS, Rohtak.
Please give a huge round of applause.
Next is Mr. Virender from College of Pharmacy, PGIMS, Rohtak. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Siddharth Sahai to felicitate Dr. Renu Kadyan from Ramgopal College of Pharmacy. I request Dr. Siddharth Sahai to felicitate to Dr. Renu Kadyan. I request Dr. Yashpal Sigla again to please do the honor. Next is Dr. Sushila Rathi from DDR College of Pharmacy. Next is Dr. Manish Dhal from College of Pharmacy, PGIMS Rohtak. Next is Mr. Pankaj Vyas from Sushant University. Mr. Pankaj Vyas from Sushant University. Next is Ms. Sonia Yadav from SJT University. Everyone, please give a huge round of applause. Next is Dr. Naveen Khatri from College of Pharmacy, PGIMS Rohtak. Next is Dr. Sunil Kumar, Indira Gandhi University, Mirpur.
This event can't be successful without the contribution of the faculty members. Now I request Shri Dhanesh Adlakha ji, Professor Roop Krishna Khar and Professor Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav to facilitate. To facilitate Dr. Deepika Yadav, Professor. Dr. Madhuri Grover. Mr. Saurabh Mann. Mr. Nishant Yadav. Mr. Saurabh Mann, Mr. Nishant Yadav. Miss Purnima Tripathi. Mr. Praveen Kumar Arora. Mr. Praveen Kumar Arora. Miss Savita Chaudhary. Mr. Tarkeshwar Dubey. Miss Huma Noor. Miss Huma Noor. Miss Miss Preeti Singh. Miss Preeti Jaglan.
Miss Poonam Asliya. Mr. Mukul. Mr. Mukul. Miss Ekta. Miss Dipanjali. Miss Dipanjali. Mr. Deepak Sharma. Miss Nikki Jain. Mr. Jatin Parashar. Miss Akansha Mishra. Miss Anju Bhati. Mr. Rajiv Tomar.
I would like to call upon Dr. Gurvinder Singh from Kurukshetra University. for the felicitation.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to request
Any event can't be successful without scaling up. Now I would like to introduce that person who scaled up this event to make it a top-notch successful program. Our organizing secretary, Dr. Deepika Yadav. Ma'am, please come over the stage to present the vote of thanks.
I know all are waiting for lunch and to leave to give their time to their families. I will not take your much time, but formally I have to thank you all. Good afternoon to all. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. First of all, start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success. I, Dr. Deepika Yadav, as the organizing secretary of the program, feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on continuous education program organized by B.S. Anandpuria Institute of Pharmacy, supported by Haryana State Pharmacy Council. On behalf of Anandpuria family and my own behalf, I would like to convey deep regards. I, on behalf of organizing committee, wish to express our profuse thanks to President Haryana State Pharmacy Council, Shri Dhanesh Adlakha ji, who helped us in obtaining the necessary administrative approvals for organizing the event in our campus. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the guests, Dr. Vinod Arora, Dr. Saurabh Arora, Dr. Nidhi Agarwal, Professor Dr. Gajendra Singh of today's function for gracing the occasion and sharing their experiences with us. I also wish to express my sincere thanks to all Haryana State Pharmacy Council members for their unlimited support and extending time for Council's activities. I also want to thank all the respected delegates for taking their valuable time out and ensuring their presence here. As a college, along with other colleges and the universities that participated, we feel enlightened and believe that we got to learn many things from this continuous education programs. I sincerely thank to our Honorable Chairman Sir, Shri Divya Gupta ji, who is source of inspiration and motivation. I am further thankful to Vice Chairman Shri Nitesh Gupta ji and General Manager Shri Rohitash Tayal ji for their guidance to us in our all activities to ensure that we always do the right things in the right way and for their constant support for this function. I thank our Honorable Director Sir, Professor Roop Krishna Khar. It is his vision and leadership that has brought revolutionary changes in the Pharmacy Institute. My deep regards and thanks to our Principal Sir, Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav, who is the foundation of today's function. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and bird's eye for detail. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of motivated and dedicated faculty of B.S. Anandpuria Institute of Pharmacy. Last but not the least, I want to extend a vote of thanks to our admin staff, technical arrangement team, our camera person, transportation team, and the catering staff for making this event happen so beautifully. I hope we continue to work like this and organize such events in the future for the betterment and upliftment of our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we end the session, I have an important announcement to make. For certificate collection, all the educators or the participants need to move to the reception area of pharmacy building, and for the renewal queries, we need to move to the registration counters. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the very best. Thank you for participating and being with us. You all can proceed for lunch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
पड़ जाओ